These guys, none of them are in their 30s. In their lives, they will never see the day, they will never see the light of day again. Let me say that again. They will never see the light of day again. They're going inside that prison and they will come out in a body bag with a number on it. You think they knew that before they went in there? No. Do you think the rap videos that they were influenced by showed them that? No. Y'all understand what I'm saying? In a game of fools, and you don't have the rules to know what you're really dealing with. That's all for them. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. As we know, this is I call this our impromptu classroom lesson. You know what? There was something that I forgot to send y'all. Can I find some images of the young men of valor when they were in here and we saluted, anointed them, you know what I mean? Find me a couple of those things and just hold them for me. Just hold them for me. I forgot to send that to you. Had quite a bit going on, so I was trying to put all of this together. But the subject is so important. I said I just had to deal with the home front. I've been away from the school for quite a bit, and I know the way I think is spiritual maintenance is always in season. Always have to check and see how the brothers and the sisters are doing. And I know there's a lot of challenges, especially as parents. Those of us that have children, well, I said parents, if you're a parent to have children, right? We are trying to make sure that our children don't get caught up in a web of evil, because the reason why God gave us parents is to make sure that we guide these children properly. And with their young minds, they are easily manipulated, they're easily molded to come away from your safety umbrella and follow evil and end up destroying their lives before they're even old enough, as we would say, as many people would say, before they're even old enough to get a driver's license. You know what I mean? Before they even hit the age of 18, 20, 21, their lives are finished. And the worst thing about it is that they will make such idiotic choices within the first 2 decades of their lives, and it will ruin their life for the rest of the 60 or 70 odd years that they have to continue to live in. And that's the reason why God gave parents to children, because when they're young, they don't know what they're doing. They move on impulse. And if you have a wicked system out here that's looking to feed off of the naivety of your children and turn the children's mind against their righteous parents, they'll hook your children through these cell phones, they'll hook your children through social medias, even classroom discussions in public school and so forth, so-called friends, acquaintances. All of these avenues are designed to pluck your kids out of the righteous atmosphere that you're trying to shape and mold your children so that they don't get caught up in the very traps that are set for them. But if they have been enticed to go off, by the time they recognize the danger and the destruction that's laced within that enticement, it's too late. They've gotten they got so many levels of criminal records, their women are pregnant, probably got diseases, have all kinds of things. Some might get shot up, jailed, and dead. By the time they even get to realize what happened to them, it's all over. So we do our best to try to shield our children from the evil that's right around us. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So what I want to do, this is what I call the impromptu lesson, because this, like I said, it just kind of popped up in my mind because I'm thinking about how serious this work is, this work that we're doing in this truth. Our job is to actually cultivate our nation from total debauchery, evil, lies, sinful activity, and to cultivate them into the righteousness of the Most High in this Bible. And that in itself is a hard fight. So every once in a while, we have to make sure that we do our maintenance, our spiritual maintenance, to make sure that brothers and sisters are on the right track. There's a lot of work. Some are going to take heed to it. Some will not. Show me those MOV pictures real quick. Just throw it up there while I continue to get my thoughts together. As you see on the board here, and y'all often hear me, you can turn some air on. I see Sister Fannin already. Give him a little bit. Give him a little bit. As you see these pictures here, y'all often see, because I'll be many times when this was happening, I was right there in the front. And even when I go to different schools, I've done this in Atlanta. I had the honor of being able to stand before these men, these young men that have come up, and they have eschewed the evil that's all around them. They were disciplined. They stayed within the program of their fathers, meaning even us, because some of these men probably don't have fathers in their homes for different reasons. I'll get into that later, Lord willing. But we be the fathers within the body, and we step in to make sure that these brothers have the kind of guidance that they need. So I have the distinct honor, among others, I'm not the only one. Many of us had the distinct honor of being able to step and stand before these men, congratulate them on their efforts, and to induct them into the realm of righteousness. And this is the reason why last week you heard me make a point in the class that I taught that I need those tiers above them to be on point, because these young men have a lot of challenges ahead of them. So they need to see righteous examples ahead of them, because that fight is long and hard. Y'all understand me? Now I'm just talking about the men. Same thing with the sisters. Give me some of those ladies in waiting pictures. I mean, from all over. It ain't got to be the school. Just whatever you got. Just put up the channel. I just want to see different pictures. I don't just want to see here. Okay? I'll just give you an example, because the same thing happens with our sisters. There's many traps. There's many temptations that's out there to try to shear our sisters off. And we have to step in and be, quote unquote, fathers and mothers again to them, to make sure that they don't get knocked off the horse. I will say that I am very happy, although I missed it last week, y'all had the daddy and father get together. So all praise to the Most High for that thing. That was a good, you can clap it up. I need some claps on that. Because with that particular event, as well as other events that we are doing, we are really trying to be there for our children. And the daughters definitely need to have that connection with their fathers. That's very important, because they need to know how to evaluate the husband that they're looking for. So it was good that we do those things. Y'all understand that? And again, because I saw some of the pictures and so forth from last week. There were a lot of good things that was said. I've seen the beautiful pictures of fathers and daughters together, and those things really mean a lot. And I'm glad that was done. So even in these cases, there are people outside that don't want to see our sisters come through the righteousness and get themselves straight with the Most High. They don't want that, and we're gonna cover that too. Okay, so I'm just showing you that it's on both sides of the aisle. The temptation to destroy our nation, they go after our young sons and they go after our young daughters. So we have to spiritually maintain to make sure that they're all right. So I'm just saying those things, right? Okay, have some fun there. You could just show them different pictures there. So just let those roll. I see we got pictures here. So these are good things to have, okay? These are good things to see. This is what's great. All praise to the Most High. These things will really make a serious imprint on our sisters as they grow up, just like the brothers who came through YMOV. So all praise to the Most High for that. Now I'm going to move on. Yeah, it's a little laughter there, right? I want to get into the title of today's lesson. I won't necessarily call it a class. This is an understanding and a dialogue, if you will. I'll be letting y'all come to the microphone, so to speak. We're going to pass that mic around because it's important for us to see the reality that's out there, okay? And we can talk about it. This is our time. Y'all all right? Impromptu, classroom lessons and discussions, that kind of thing, right? So, in a game of fools without the rules. In a game of fools without the rules. Now, if y'all came up like I did, I listened to a lot of righteous rap music. Righteous rap music. And this particular statement, or lyric, if you will, was in one of the group Public Enemy's, don't show the shit. I mean, you're showing it to me, but I'm going to get to that. Was in one of Public Enemy's records. So, but I knew that that term wasn't just there. That term goes further than the song itself. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because we need to understand what that title actually means. Show the title again. Show the title again. We're in a game of fools, and we don't have the rules to know how to properly operate. And because we don't have that proper understanding of what kind of game we're really in, we're making all the wrong moves. Picture being in a foreign country. I'm just going to lay it out like this here. Picture being in a foreign country, and you're just dropped off in a foreign country. Y'all all right? And you don't know the language. You don't know what the road signs are saying. You're trying to drive a car. You don't know which way the car, what side of the road the car's supposed to be on. You don't know any of the rules over there, and you don't speak the language, and you can't write the language. But at the same time, you're told to navigate. You're told to make it. You're told to make it happen. Can you imagine that? You might be driving and you can't read that the sign says the bridge is out. In your interpretation, it means go straight ahead. You might not be able to decipher that, so you would drive off a cliff. And that's exactly what's happening to us in this society because we don't recognize the setup. We don't recognize the setup. So, I make the point of saying this lesson is directed toward those youths among us who are tempted to disobey their parents, the parents who are teaching and keeping the commandments of God and teaching them to their children as the scriptures and history teaches us to do. Some of our children, when they go off to school, some of our children, whether it's college, whether it's high school, I'm talking about those of us that are not homeschooled. And even in homeschooling, to show you how pervasive and how deep the temptation and the effort goes to destroy your children, some of us as parents who are actually homeschooling our children are still facing the same challenges as if they was right there still in the wicked school systems. Because it comes through your media, it comes through your social media and all that. So even you parents that's sitting at home with your child, with your daughters and sons, you still have that temptation. You still have that thing going on. Now, like I said, did I send you all the clip? Let me see. Like I said, I'm sending things out of sequence, but I'm going to make sense out of it. Go to the last video right before the thumbnail, down at the bottom where you see the kids. Okay, I'm going to see if y'all just show it to me on the screen. This is the temptation that you got to watch for. Yes, this is what I'm about to show here. First thing I want to say, how many of y'all saw the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers last night? How many of y'all didn't? You need to go back and watch. Captain Nashawn and the brothers, Officer Soraya, Officer Liam and them, they did a fantastic job with that class. Show the thumb, there it is right there. You got to check it out. Okay, because that's some realism. That's some realism. The brothers did a very great job in bringing that out. So make sure you check that out. But when I was saying about the temptation of brothers, the temptation that comes to your children comes through your phones and all that. Before you play it, show the screen. Don't hit the button yet. Just show it. Show this image. You're looking at these kids. These kids are not in school. Can you see them? Can you zoom in on it? No, you can't because it's a video, right? But can y'all see what y'all see here? These are children. How old would you say they are? Just say it out loud. 5, huh? 5, 6, 7, stuff like that, right? And you would ask the question, if they're 5, 6, or 7, how is it that they, when we hit this button, look at their action and try to tell me how did they learn this? Hit the button. Do y'all see this? These kids, they're not even in school yet, no kind of school, and yet they know the lyrics to that What Up song. Could we just show the thumbnail to that crazy song that I always talk about from time to time? The What Up. Shoot 'em up, make 'em hop, double dutch. That's one of the lyrics. Make 'em hop, double dutch. Here's this little kid that's standing, this little kid in the video, he's holding, although it's a toy, but that's like one of those weapons that they use out here. Damn near look like a grenade launcher or something. You understand? What the hell does a 7, 5, 6-year-old kid is talking like this here, memorizing the lyrics to this mess? You got it? Play a little bit of that daggone thing, man. This is the temptation. This is the temptation that's going in your children's ears and in your children's eyes when you give them access to an iPad. Because some parents give their children iPads to calm them down as entertainment. And then they click and hit these things here. And this is how your children end up learning this stuff here. And we won't understand that we're lining our children up to be fools without the rules. It starts with this here. It actually goes beyond this because it begins no daddy at home. That's what I always call ADHD. Ain't no daddy at home. I know that the letters don't necessarily correspond with it, but that's what it translates into. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They just need a dad there. But the dads were chased out of the houses, were chased out of our houses in the 70s. So they watch our enemies our enemies would set up the rules. Watch the destruction happen once the man was taken out of the houses. The prison population soared equally at the same time. As fathers were being removed from the houses, the prison industry was getting ready. Now Trump is letting you know we ain't about it. We ain't having none of that at all. Could we find, because I was trying to find a video that y'all played yesterday with the governor. What was that? Governor of Washington, D.C.? Was that what it was? Who was that? That woman? Play that. Was she the mayor? Governor? Yeah, I do want that. Yeah, hold that. Let's get the music video. We need that. And then we're going to play this here. This is wake up time now. So we can understand how the game of fools works. So you can understand that. Hit the button. This is what these kids were memorizing. Unbelievable. From a video. Holding guns, same thing. But pause it for a second. Nobody noticed how in the hell were those children even being filmed? The dumb parent filmed them and put it up there for likes. There's a mother filmed that thing. I don't think a father would do that. The mother did it. I'm just saying. Somebody would try to throw off my whole point with a technicality and say, oh, it wasn't the mother, it was the father, and think to dismiss everything that I just said. That crap ain't going to work here. Okay? Whether it's the mother or the father, they crazy as hell. And you giving credit to what these videos, which are set up by enemies, they give our young punk thug brothers, give them access to social media, give them access to fame. You can never be anything else except if you act like this, and we will promote that everywhere so that you could be an influence to the rest of the old babies so that they can come up and become more sweat equity. I said something there. We're going to talk about it. Become more sweat equity in the prison system. Y'all all right? And we don't see the game. Okay? Hit the button.
Hey, bitch, what up? They say they on they block, it's time to slide. Fuck them up. Ayy, lil' bro walking up, masked up,
Mask up, shoot him
catch
up.
him by the stove.
Catch him by the store.
Shoot it up.
Look at
Ayy,
this.
Switch up on the Glock.
Switch up on the Glock.
Double Dutch. Ayy, lil'
Do
bro
y'all hear the
cold.
lyrics? I know I'm talking over it. Stop. Huh? Yeah. Switch up on a Glock. Switch, meaning put an illegal switch on a Glock firearm. Make them hop, make them double dutch by shooting them. He's trying to dodge the bullets. Make them hop, double dutch. That kind of thing. And that's cute. As y'all see this gets glorified. No architects gets glorified. No Huxtables get glorified. I'm showing you how our enemies took away things that could have been a cultural inspiration for us in the right sense and gave us stuff like this here. You got something? Yeah, come on, bring it out. I ain't gonna lose my point.
What Bishop is bringing out is heavy because what they know is get Sirach 17 and 16. I don't know if you have the scripture, Bishop. Nope. Because the importance of raising up children from the youth, they understand that what goes inside of their brains, because they're developing, they're able to pretty much build the right model of what they want going into the future. Read.
I can't hear you.
Sirach 17 and 16.
Sirach chapter 17 and verse 6.
16.
16, yes, sir. Every man from his youth.
So some men.
Every man from his youth is given to evil.
They know that from the time that we're born, we're given to evil. So with that understanding, they're able to put homosexuality in cartoons. They're able to do things to steer you. If you're not careful about how you rear your children up, they will steer them in the direction that they need them to go to provide sweat equity in the future. That was it, Bishop.
So like I was saying, when you looked at that video with the what up business going on, that's on video. Go back to them kids again. That image with them kids, hit that button again. Start it again. Yeah, they know the lyrics. 5 years old, they know the lyrics to that madness. They probably can't even add 2 and 2. But they know the lyrics. And the parent is playing the music to help incite the demons. I'm going to call it exactly what it is. That's why that scripture, what you just read, makes so much sense. Because it's in them. And Esau knows that. Our enemies know that. So, it needs to be understood what kind of trap we're in. Okay? So, going back to what I was saying, we're going to move on. In the title, in the game of fools without the rules, goes into the understanding that children are the most sought after prey to become victims to predators. Predators of criminal behaviors, that's what they're going to become. They're going to be criminals of criminal behaviors. They're going to be criminals they're going to have criminal activities, and they're going to be willing perpetrators because their minds is going to change. Their thought patterns are going to change. They're going to choose to go that way because they've already been wired into it by your television, by your phones and all that. And you will watch your children transform into demons right before you. That's how serious this kind of work is. In a game of fools without the rules. Now, there's a lot of buzz going viral on social media over this warden who made this statement about sweat equity in the Julio murder case. Hands up if you know what I'm talking about. That daggone thing ran viral. So how many of y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Hands up high so I can get a consensus. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of buzz about what's going on with this case. You know what? Again, I'm going to jump out of sequence. I want to play. Now, jump down. Because there's a lot that we can bring here. Look at, let me see, there's one that I want. There's one particular one that I want. I put 2 videos in there, but there's one that I want. And let's see, is it this one? Let me just turn it down. Yes, this is the one here. Show me the one that says 20-year-old gets life. Did y'all hear what I just said? 20-year-old gets life in prison. Listen to what I'm about to say. A lot of our children come up in this dumb, stupid culture, thinking just to get a rep, like this rap man Gangstar put out, Gangstar and DJ Premier. I don't know if y'all know about them, but actually the Guru, he dead, by the way. He's behind. I don't know if he got knocked off or whatever the deal is, but he ain't even here no more. Gangstar. He made a song called "Just to Get a Rep." That was one, and that's why we some of our people think it's a badge of honor to go to prison. Think it's a badge of honor to get quote unquote war gang stripes on themselves and all that. You got to understand what feeds into this thing, because the way the media is shaped, the way it's shaping our minds, you cannot get attention as a doctor. You cannot get attention as an architect, engineer, or even a decent father. You can't get any kind of media exposure to show how we actually are. But they want to push that negative image. And our people love attention because we've been deprived of attention all our lives. You got to see the deepness in this. When people are deprived of being able to express themselves, like they would say, you're not a man, you're a boy. You don't recognize how far that goes. We're trying to let the world know that we are men. They say you're not allowed to be a man, and we're going to suppress and oppress your voice so that you will have to boil within. You would have to, what's the word, stew in your frustration as wanting to be known for a man. A man's supposed to emanate power, dominance, rule. But our enemies say you're not allowed to put on display your dominance. You're not allowed to put on display righteousness and being a real father. We're not going to allow you to do that. That's why they knock Cosby off. That's why they knock off different proper imagery that we would have known got ourselves together. They said we don't want that. But what we will do is give you guns, drugs, and those kinds of things, violence, all that kind of stuff, shoot them up, double dutch, that stuff get billions of views. So us as men, we redefine what manhood is because we have been made to rewire what manhood is. No longer is manhood about taking care of your family, getting married. Now they're trying to say that it's, they actually have a campaign saying you shouldn't marry. They call it a trap. Some men think that way and some women think that way. It's effed up how our thinking has become. But we have been shunted into this kind of evil. We've been shunted into this kind of evil. So we want to be able to express ourselves, and they say no. But the only way you can, what we will allow, is for you to put up imagery for the rest of your little babies and brothers and sisters to emulate after. And we will allow you to express yourself like that. And that leads into like what criminal profilers and psychological profilers of criminals that do things, they all know that once a heinous crime by criminals, when they do something, they hope to go and find their case on the news. This is in criminal psychology. This is what they talk about. They want to see the affirmation of what they did on television. They get an affirmation of seeing, wow, look at what I did. I had a whole city in an uproar because I'm a serial killer doing this and doing that, such and such. And they actually get a high off of that because that's the only way that they have been reduced to in terms of getting attention to themselves. Other than that, you ain't saying nothing. You did great in school, no mention. You do good in the community, look at what they do to IUIC, for an example. We go inside whole cities and turn it out in terms of cleaning it up, in terms of turning brothers back to righteousness, turning sisters back to righteousness. No mention from the media at all. We went into Chicago, Inglewood, and went through there years ago. One of the roughest parts in Chicago, period, bar none. And for that, brothers on the side say, you brothers don't recognize what y'all just did. Y'all came here and y'all stopped violence for 2 hours because the brothers did respect what y'all were doing. Media was there with their cameras and didn't put up not 1 second of what we did. But when we left, shootings took place, the cameras were there to get that, and then they put that up. Y'all understand? So we understand the game. And we're trying to make sure that you understand the game. Y'all all right? Wow, 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 wow. So here's a part of the game of what I was showing you here. Here's a young brother. He was involved in the Julio drill rapper murder. Yes, he shouldn't have been doing that either. Drill rapper, right? And you live that way, you're going to attract that kind of environment. But nevertheless, he was hunted down by a very coordinated group of men and a woman. 5 people were involved in setting up this man to kill him. It's this rival rap crap that was going on. You feel me? All evil. And they set him up. And going back to the statement about criminal psychologists, they wanted to make sure that they killed him right near his quote-unquote birth date. Why? Because prior to that murder, I think it was like 9 days prior to when they murdered him, he celebrated his, what was it? How old was he? 24 something? I forget his age, but it's you can look it up. He celebrated it all on the internet, all on Instagram, and those pictures and stuff went viral all over the place. So the wrong kind of nookers saw that. He said, well, he's a gang rival with us and such, he rapping. And we don't like the fact that he's getting all this fame, so we want to get more fame than him. So what we want to do is, while his information is hot out there about his birthday and about this and that and the other, we want to assassinate him. We want to kill him at that same point so that the attention will be drawn to us. Sick. All 4 of them. Show them, yeah, show that. He's 26 years old. That's the age he was when he died? I'm looking at the board here. Huh? Okay, so he was 26 years old. Show the defendants, if you can. Just put some clips up there. I want y'all to, because I might be talking over, I don't want to talk over anybody's head. These are the 4 people. Look at this. See the light-skinned one and the second one? This one here? His behind, he's the one that's going to get that 20 years, and he ain't ready for that life. The one that, the dark-skinned heavy one, there's a video of him actually mimicking shooting the person. He's in the interrogation room holding a make-believe, showing. And the camera's in there recorded him while he's being interrogated when the cops walked out. When the detectives walked out and left him in the room. He gets up, feeling himself and such, and he walks around in the interrogation room by himself, making like he's actually shooting. But he's showing you, and he's showing you. And that's exactly how it happened. So these 4 men were involved in ambushing this Julio guy. And they got caught, cameras everywhere, all of that. The detectives did a hell of a job lining all of it up. They painted their cars, license plate readers, ankle bracelet monitors, phone pings. You ain't getting away. You are not getting away. And the Most High set it up that way. Y'all hear what I'm saying? But these guys, none of them are in their 30s. In their lives, they will never see the day, they will never see the light of day again. Let me say that again. They will never see the light of day again. They're going inside that prison, and they will come out in a body bag with a number on it. You think they knew that before they went in there? No. Do you think the rap videos that they were influenced by showed them that? No. Y'all understand what I'm saying? In a game of fools, and you don't have the rules to know what you're really dealing with. That's all 4 of them. Y'all all right? So now we're going to do 2 things. Well, we're going to hit the button out. 20-year-old gets life. Oh, before you play that one, get the woman. Move down, look in the group. Did I send you pictures of the woman? Yes. One brother said, pretty little thing, right? She's the honeypot. She was involved in the deal to set the brother up. She was involved. She's letting the killer crew know exactly where he is at all points. She's in the courtroom, and she gets 15 years. And she didn't touch a gun or nothing. That's Florida, baby. They don't play. And they don't have parole in Florida, by the way. There's no such thing as that. You go down for murder, you're going to do at least 85% of the time there. So she ain't going to get out till about when she's 40. So if she don't have any children, no husband, no nothing, she ain't going to get none of that. By the time she comes out, she got to even try to figure out what to do with her life before she can even begin to start a family, which is damn near non-existent at that age, plus this history behind her. No wise man going to deal with this. Y'all all right? Bring that out. Who can read for me? Come on, Liam.
Yes, sir.
You over there. Bring it out.
Yes, sir. A honeypot woman refers to a female operative who uses romantic or sexual attraction as a trap in espionage, sting operations, or blackmail. The term honey trap describes the act of enticing a target into a false relationship to extract classified information, gather evidence, or ruin a person's reputation.
Now, we talked about this during the Trump deal, okay? Because that's how Bibi got him on speed dial, okay, with the Epstein files and all of that. But that's a whole nother, y'all can go check that out. I already did the video on it, and we ain't done with that yet. We're going to go back into that thing some more, but I'm just saying that. Now, by me saying it, they're looking to get me. They said, well, we ain't going to let them do part 2. Hell no. But my point is, yes, you know how the enemy is. They don't want us to know these things. Y'all all right? All right, let's go back to where I was at. What was I talking about? The video? What was I showing? I was showing the honeypot. We showed the honeypot. So she was involved, and this is the video that I want to show. Show that thumbnail again, the 20 years, so we know where we're at. Because this is the video that I'm about to show. This is it right here. This is it. So we're just going to play it. This is it. He was one of the men that was involved in murdering this rap. Now I want y'all to understand something. This society is about making us slaves. Let's just understand that. So rather the man that's a victim, he's gone, plus the 4 or 5 that were involved in the man's death, they're gone. So that's 6 people that are out of the way. You understand? Julio Fulio is dead. He gone. The other 4 men that's remaining, they are going to prison. And we're going to let this play because I'm going to let it talk a little bit so you can understand the game that we're in. Okay? And I ain't even finished rolling the game out. Just bear with me. Y'all all right? Hit the button. 20-year-old gets life in prison. Hit the button.
And based on Mr. Gathwright's age, physical abilities, things like that, do you think that
back it up again, because I don't want to talk. I just want y'all to hear what's going down. Come on.
And based on Mr. Gathwright's age, physical abilities, things like that, do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes. With my experience, not only just in classification, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator, he's someone that's young. He's healthy. In reality, we need that labor. We need that sweat equity, and we will put him out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration. We have that. So we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can do the work.
And we talk about life without parole and death row, but for our jurors' education, in Florida, what does a life sentence without parole mean?
Listen.
A life sentence in the Florida Department of Corrections means from the minute they're brought in, they're assigned an inmate number. He will be assigned an inmate number, and when he dies and leaves in a body bag, he will still have that inmate number. An inmate serving life will never, ever get out. There is no parole in the state of Florida, and they're not ever allowed outside the razor wire and the fence of a secured facility.
He's here now. Pause it. That's the game itself. You mean to tell me the prosecutor don't know this? She's in the state of Florida. She knows that. She and the whole game, they wanted him to hear that, to break him. Here go these little nookers running around thinking that they got some power in the streets. Esau is the devil for a reason. You're not going to out-demonic him. He got the setup for you. He'll make you think here's a little Negro running around with a gun thinking he's terrorizing something. They say, yeah, let him kill his own people. But when we get him, we're going to bust his ass. We just waiting on him. Hey, give me that in the Bible. Give me that in the Bible. Romans 13, verse 4.
Yes, sir.
Give me the third and the fourth verse.
Yes, sir. Romans chapter
I
13.
went out of sync, but that's all right.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
You know what? I'm glad he read that part there, because it says, for the rulers, meaning the powers that be, are not a terror to the what?
To good works.
Meaning those of us that keep the commandments of God. I was teetering over what to actually teach on, because one of my titles was going to be Suffer Not as a Murderer. Okay? And what I mean by, I'm going to tell you what sparked it. Like, we look in here, show this guy again. Show this guy again. This guy, he's suffering as a murderer, literally. The Bible says you're not supposed to suffer as one that did wrong. But when you read on in that barrage in the scriptures that I'm referring to about suffer not as a murderer, it says when you suffer as a quote-unquote Christian, meaning the ones that follow Christ. I'm not talking about Christianity. Y'all follow what I'm saying. Follow the commandments of God. If you suffer for righteousness' sake, like the scriptures say, blessed are they who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. If I'm going to get locked up, which some of us are, you hear us talk about that in many of our classes. For those of us that's doing the right thing, we're going to be persecuted for righteousness' sake. I'll suffer for that. You understand? Because going in and being persecuted for righteousness' sake deals with a whole different kind of mentality. If I'm being persecuted for righteousness' sake, you can't, all these words that they will be saying to me won't mean anything, because I say I'm dying for a worthy cause. I'm being persecuted for a worthy cause. There's a big difference, because I know that after that, mine is the kingdom of heaven. And going into that trial, that's that up attitude that I was talking about before, where you can go through it and say, you know what, the Lord is going to receive me because I did what was right. That's a totally different mentality than to go in like this here. You understand? Suffering as a murderer, you're going to still get jacked up at the end. You ain't getting the kingdom. You don't want to go down like that. So y'all understand what I'm saying there. So read that Romans again.
Romans 13 and 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
For the rulers are not a terror to those that keep the commandments, even though we be persecuted for it. It's not a terror to us because we know what it's about. Come on.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Because we were not afraid of our power before. So we broke the commandments before. So the Lord said, okay, since you did not want to learn under me, I'm going to put this virulent beast over you. And when you mess up with him, you're going to get judged by him. And he ain't going to have no pity on you. That's what we're hearing now. Read.
Do that which is good.
Can you turn up a little bit? I know it's popping. Just fix it where it's not popping. I need to hear a little bit more in the thing there. Read it again.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
For the rulers, the powers that be, that's what this chapter is talking about. For the powers that be are not a terror to those. We're in captivity, but we're doing what God said to do, and we understand their mistreatments of us. They're going to have to answer to the Father for that. This guy can't say that. Put him on the screen again. He can't say that. He can't say that the Lord is going to jack them up for what they're doing to him. He can't say that. As a matter of fact, the reason why he's getting jacked up is because he broke the laws of the Most High, suffering as a murderer. That would be many of our sons and daughters who refuse to listen to what we're trying to tell them as parents. This is where your sons and daughters are going, into stuff like this. If it ain't jail, it's going to be a pregnancy. It's going to be a disease. It's going to be a messed up life. It's going to be a marriage that's riddled with alcohol abuse, domestic violence, all kinds of things, because the parents in righteousness are supposed to oversee to make sure that their daughters don't get hooked up with the wrong type of brothers. Same thing with the sons, make sure that the sons don't get hooked up with the wrong type of sisters. That's why God gave these children parents. Y'all understand that? Okay, read that again.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
For the rulers are not a terror to good works, meaning keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
But to the evil.
But the rulers are a terror to those that do evil. So he's feeling that terror. Put him back up on the board again. He's the terror, and he broke down crying like a in the daggone court because he's a wankster. He ain't no gangster. You understand that? And when they got to talking on his behind, just basically writing sentences on his behind, his behind had ink all over it in terms of them, what they're going to do to him. He started crying like a, you understand? In the courtroom. What happened to all the gangsterism then? What happened to the what up videos then? What happened to all the shoot 'em up, bang, bang, make 'em hop, double dutch? Without that? Where's it at? You by yourself. And man, when you get locked up, nobody cares about your black ass once you're in the jail. Nobody. Whatever friends that didn't go down with you, your girlfriend, whatever it is, she smashing somebody else after you. I mean, it's horrible. And all that psychological dose, that concoction goes inside the head of this man while he's sitting behind bars with Big Bubba.
The health inspector.
And the way he looked, this dude's information is all over the internet. They're talking about, they can't wait to get him in there. Because they got TVs in prison. They're seeing it all. Some of them got laptops. They can go on YouTube and see these things. So they looking at this, oh man, he's coming in here. I want him in my cell block. God damn it. That's how they rolling. Huh? That's it. That's it. Hit the button. That's what they want. I need that. I meant to give that to you. This is what they're going to do to him. And he know it. Is that video? Do we have video? Those are some good pictures, though. Yes, sir. That's the kind of, this is what's going to happen to him. Where's your homies at? They're crying already. And this is, pause. They're crying already. And this is a sponsored trip. Those guys can't really do what they want to do to them. They got COs all over the place. Y'all dig it? And they all watching wanksters on these different internet things. This is what your kids are doing. They are not being shown none of this. They don't even show stuff like this anymore, making these kids think that they got some life following this evil. And it's all on purpose because we need, meaning them, we need that sweat equity. We need that labor. That's where they talked about, find me some of those for sale slavery documents. We're going to play the rest of this here. You know what? Play this, then we can get to that. Show me one of those, when they had those slave auction documents, when it shows Betsy such and such, she's a good slave, young such and such. And listen how they describe the property. Because once that gavel swing, boop, your name is gone. The name on your birth certificate don't exist no more. You become property of the state. Your children become a product. Amazon. That's how they become. I want you to understand what that means. They become a product of the state. You are a property of the state. And the 13th Amendment tells them what to do with these people. Involuntary servitude, slavery, sweat equity. That's the reality. Nobody's telling our children that. And they think they know something. And then they're going to end up in these kinds of things here. I remember Bishop was talking about way back, and he was talking about dealing with a whole lot of these young little upstarts. And come to realize that when they go to jail, they don't figure out the game until they get in. I got to speak it straight. When they get into the jail and they look around and they see nothing but people that look like them, then they begin to realize, damn, we was in a damn con game all along. How is it that all of us from different neighborhoods, different states, different areas and all, here we all ended up in a funnel, packed up together, working on a damn chain gang or working in sweatshop, baking license plates and stuff like that. Property of the state. That's when the lights come on. But it'd be too late then. You are sweat equity. And the older population, they said we need to, they can't work like a good young slave. So all this is by design, man. You got to understand how this country was set up. This country was never set up to operate righteously. The few, I don't care what politician is in office. Listen to what I'm saying. Then I'm going to bring the Bible in. But the fuel that it took to get America's engine running is the same fuel required to keep it running, which is slavery. Even though it's slavery by another name, no matter what kind of fuel you call it, it's still, the engine requires that kind of fuel to keep running. Even though they changed the name of it. Whether it's BP, whether it's Exxon, whether it's Shell, Chevron, you dig it? It's all the same fuel, and the engine requires that sweat equity. It requires that labor. So your school systems is set up for that. Your politics is set up for that. Your educational system is set up for that. Even your medical systems is set up for that. Your Planned Parenthood is set up for that. All of these things are set up to funnel us into a slavery mart to keep the engine running. Y'all understand that? We was not brought over here to prosper in this. We're over here because we messed up with our Father. And once we realize that, then you'll understand the name of the game. Y'all all right? Now, go back to, yes, play this some more in there. Listen to this here. Now he's in there. Now he's recognized. Show the picture. Now he's recognizing where he's at. Show this, what I'm looking at. Yeah. Now this young man, he's waiting. He's in there. Everybody been trying to tell him, say, yo, stop doing this, stop doing that, stop following that wickedness and such and such. He curses mom out, curses father out, or whoever his father figure was. Didn't want to hear nothing. Just like some brothers are being here. Don't want to hear what the leadership have to say. Brothers and sisters are trying to keep brothers and sisters, young brothers and sisters out of trouble. They say the hell with it. Then life beats the hell out of them. Now all of a sudden, they want to find God. Be too late. And when you get life in prison in Florida and in Texas, you ain't getting out. You can find Jesus all you want, but you're going to find Jesus and stay right where you're at. And they don't care. Did you see the smirk on the guy's face as he was talking about sweat equity? He was literally looking at that young 20-year-old as sweat equity. You are a product. You are fuel for the prison system. And that's what these youngins need to understand. They need to understand that thing. You want to bring out something, Eli? No? Okay.
Bitch ass, look why you doing it. It better not hurt me.
Stop. Psychologically breaking him down. One of them tough MFers. That's what they were saying. Remember? You one of them tough ones. You disrespected your mama. That's how they talking to him because they on lockdown. They ain't never getting out. So the little bit of humanity that these inmates have is to try to work and help those before they come in there. So that's the reason why they volunteered to do this. They said, well, we want to contribute our life for something. Let me be known for something. You mean to tell me y'all going to put it on TV? My goodness, let me do this. Because remember, we don't get glorified for anything, like I was saying earlier. So here's my chance to contribute something so I can look like something. So let me try to keep these young thugs, these so-called thugs, from coming up in here. Back that up a little bit, because I want you to hear the words that my man is saying right now. Hit it. Look at the rest of them looking at him. Go ahead.
Ass up too.
He said, "Stand your ass up too."
Give him the cone, man. Make him come.
Hold it. He got what was the charge? Back it up. Racism and anger issues.
Stand your
They're
ass
gonna
up
fix
too.
all that. Go ahead. Let me see the charge. Stop. Racism and anger issues. Man, when they get his ass in there, they want him. Y'all don't understand. Even Boondocks gave you some example on how they said they be dreaming of niggas like this. Huh? Look at that one with straight-laced Tom when he went in there. He said, wait a minute. I just saw that fine specimen over there, such and such, and I was distracted. He said, nigga like that give us dreams up in here. He said, wet dreams, right? That's what he said. That's what they said in the thing. But they think about dudes like this here, when you get in there, it's a done deal, and the CEOs are going the other way. Huh? They're going the other way. You don't hear that in these rap videos. They said, bring him in here. They talked to them and said, you're going to be my B. Hold my pocket type of stuff.
Bitch ass. Look why you doing it. It better not hurt me.
Stop. I wanted y'all to hear the psychological breakdown. He said, comb my hairs on my chest and look while you're doing it. A lot of people miss that part. Look while you're doing it, and it better not hurt. So that means he wants care done. Take care of me while you're doing it. That's busting him down to the absolute bottom. Pure put a dress on him. That's basically it. They just, all his manhood is gone, whatever little bit he had. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what's going down. These are older men. They're going to get older. They're not going to be able to do the work as successfully as that young, brand new, fresh muscle type of people. We need that sweat equity. So that's how they're looking at him. That's how they look at these young punks. They don't know where the hell they're going. And they say, we can't wait to get you in the belly of the beast. Because we're going to get you. We set it up that way. And the game of fools is set up for our people to get out here and not listen to any guidance at all because they've been following dumb stuff on social media, which gets promoted by Esau, by Amalek. For them to indulge in that type of behavior, sell it, get all kinds of backing and all of that to take your little babies that's sitting up there with fake guns and all of that. They get enticed by that thing and lead that kind of life and end up right there, and then nobody gives a damn about them after that because at that point, you are a product and you are here to make sure that the wheels of slavery keep running. You got to remember something. When they, quote unquote, abolished slavery, where was the fuel going to come from? The free labor. The 13th Amendment said, don't worry, we got that covered. We're going to give you this clause within this. Most of our people were happy and thinking about the top part of it, not realizing that the society itself is going to shape you into breaking laws. Like convict leasing, for an example. Look those terms up. Okay? The Jim Crow laws and stuff like that. Shunt you into that kind of thing. Vagrancy. Any little thing that you were found doing wrong, they said that you was a convict that was leased. So that meant the people that would take you, you would have to work on whatever they had for you in order to pay off your conviction. Read that. Convict leasing. Thank you. This is what's going on.
Yes, sir. Convict leasing was a system of forced penal labor prevalent in the southern United States from the 19th century until the mid-20th century. Under this system, state and local governments leased incarcerated people, the vast majority of whom were black men, to private corporations and individuals to work for a fee.
You hear that? So that was the setup. So America cannot do without slaves. They could not do without slaves, so they gave slavery by another name. That's what the 13th Amendment was about. Put that up there. Put that up there. Y'all can read about these things if you don't know about them. You should look these things up. Listen to this here. Read that.
13th Amendment, Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted.
That's what you're dealing with this case here. So if the whole system is set up because you can't get a job, you got to understand what happened. You can't do anything. You can't really produce anything on your farm to keep your family fed and such. So people will be reduced to crime. And when they go into crime, so-called crime, they say, we got you now. Now we get to use you as a slave, which is what we always wanted from the very beginning of this country. That's the fool's game. It's been that way from the beginning. But we're in a game of fools thinking that it's about something else. And we don't have the rules to understand how the game really works. We're teaching you the rules right now. Keep God's commandments. That's what you do. Keep God's commandments. And if we do become persecuted by doing it, we know that the Lord is going to redeem us. You hear me? And it's a whole different level of psychology when you know that you're suffering for righteousness' sake, as opposed to being set up in a game of fools and you don't even know the rules or how this whole thing was set up. Y'all all right? Now, read that again. Then
Yes,
I'm going
sir.
to actually get the description of my title. Neither slavery.
Nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime.
So slavery or involuntary servitude is abolished. That's what they're saying.
Right.
The only way it is not abolished if you are convicted of a crime wherein the parties that's being tried have been duly convicted in a court of law. That's what this is saying. So that's the loophole. Do y'all understand that? That's how our brothers and sisters. So they're, like I said, from a baby, they're being primed to fit this. Where do you think those kids holding them fake guns are going? They're going right into this clause right here to keep the slavery machine going. Y'all understand that? So this is some serious stuff. Some serious stuff. Now, I want to cover that thing. Show me that thing with the bill. Then I'm going to get into the right there. Read that. Show this on the board. A limited credit sale will be held at auction at Banks Arcade without limit. The following described slaves, to wit, here's the names. Go ahead.
Mary, aged 18 years old, a field hand. Harriet, aged 21 years, says due. Mahala, aged 28 years, due in fair cook. Priscilla, aged 33 years, due.
No, well, let me
Lewis.
explain what you look, because this is like ditto.
Yes.
So Harriet, she's a field hand. What's that? Mahalia,
Yep.
same thing, and also is a fair cook. Priscilla, do the same thing, field hand. The next one, and a
Lewis.
wagoneer. So go ahead and bring it on out.
Yeah, it says Lewis, aged 24 years, due in Wagoneer. Edmund, aged 26 years.
I'm listening to how they just like they're describing a car that you buy on a lot or a product. Jump down to John Wilkinson.
John Wilkinson, aged 28 years.
Notice the ages on these. Ain't none of them 45, none of them 60, none of them are in them old ages, because this is prime work, sweat equity. This is what they're saying. Read it. Come on, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yes, sir. Number one, dining room servant.
Where you at? Dining room servant. We said that. In other words, this is a feature. You can give me more money for this slave. These are like features. This is their resume. This is the product that you're buying. You go to a car lot, for an example. One car don't have this, another car don't have those items and those features, sunroof and leathers, whatever. You understand? The other car got cloth, no sunroof. You're not gonna get the money that you would if you had these extra items on it. I'm showing you how they talked about us. Read that again.
John Wilkinson, aged 28 years. Number one, dining room servant.
So that's a big bonus. He said, you got to give me more for this one. Go ahead.
Sam, aged 30 years. Field hand and wagoneer.
He's a wagoneer. Come on.
Elizabeth, aged 20 years. Fine washer and ironer and fair cook.
That's big money. And I ain't got to pay nothing. This is my property.
And 20 years old.
And 20 years old. So that means she's a bed wench and all kind of other stuff that go with it. This is my property. Y'all remember the case of Dred Scott trying to sue Sanford? Y'all don't remember that case? Could you just show that for an example? Could you just bring that up so they can just understand real quick? I'm going to be real quick. Just find that real quick so you can understand what we're dealing with. Read that. This is a transcript of an actual court.
Yep. December term, 1856, Dred Scott versus John F.A. Sanford. Dred Scott, plaintiff in error.
Dred Scott is the plaintiff, and they say it's an error. It's erroneous for him to even be talking about suing any damn thing. Go ahead.
Versus John F.A. Sanford.
Now, read the first line.
Upon a writ of error to a circuit court of the United States, the transcript of the record of all the proceedings in the case is brought before this court and is open to its inspection and revision.
So they're saying that this is an error. Now jump to 4. Let's get right to the
Number
meat.
4, yes, sir. A free Negro of the African race whose ancestors was brought to this country and sold as slaves is not a citizen within the meaning of the Constitution of the United States.
Read.
When the Constitution was adopted,
That's number 5.
they were
Listen.
not regarded in any of the states
Black people were not regarded in any of the states as what?
as members of the community which constituted the state.
Go ahead.
And were not numbered among its...
Whoa. Notice the beginning. It said when the Constitution was adopted. What was that? 1776?
Yes.
That's when it was. He said when the Constitution was adopted. You talking about some all men BS. They say when the Constitution, this was argued in court, and the defendant won. When the Constitution was adopted, they, meaning Negroes, were not regarded in any of the states as members of the community which constituted the state. Come on.
And were not numbered among its people or citizens.
That's the reason why you have to have voting rights every so and forth, because it's telling you, white folks don't have to go through this. Go ahead.
Consequently, the special
Because
rights...
of that, because they're not citizens of the United States, consequently, go ahead.
The special rights and immunities guaranteed to citizens do not apply to them.
You hear this? Do not apply to us that were brought over here in captivity. Read.
And not being citizens...
Now, Northern Kingdom might be saying, well, they ain't talking about us. We're going to get you too. And they just sitting up there happy. Come on, read.
And not being citizens within the...
Hey, the white man ain't talking about us. I knew I was with your master. You're going to find out something. Come on.
And not being citizens within the meaning of the Constitution, they are not entitled to sue in that character.
They are not entitled to sue. So they're saying that the whole lawsuit is BS. Go ahead.
In that character in a court of the United States. And the circuit court has not jurisdiction in such a suit.
So they can't even go to civil court or nothing. Go ahead.
Number 6.
Listen, this is the part. Listen to this.
The only 2 clauses in the Constitution which point to this race,
Meaning black folks. Go ahead.
treat them as persons whom it was morally lawful to deal in as articles of property and to hold as slaves.
That's the 13th Amendment right there. Treat them as articles of property with a number on them when that gavel swings, because they messed around and got themselves caught up in the honey trap of this system. Now they got a number on them, and that's it. Treat them as persons whom it was morally lawful. There's no pain of conscience here. It's morally lawful to deal with them as a piece of property. It's morally, understand those words. It's morally lawful to deal with them as articles of property and to hold as slaves. Read. 7.
Number 7, since the adoption of the Constitution of the United States, no state can by any subsequent law.
Subsequent law meaning a law that came after the Constitution. No state can by any subsequent law do what?
Make a foreigner or any other description of persons, citizens of the United States.
There's Northern Kingdom and everybody else. Go ahead.
Nor entitle them to the rights and privileges secured to citizens by that instrument.
Why do you think Trump is doing what he's doing, rounding up Northern Kingdom and all that? Because he's going by this. Read.
Number 8, a state by its laws passed since the adoption of the Constitution.
So if a state decides to pass a law after the adoption of the Constitution, and if they do what? And may put a foreigner
or any other description of persons upon a footing,
meaning the same footing with its own white citizens, go ahead,
as to all the rights and privileges enjoyed by them
that's enjoyed by white citizens,
by them within its dominion,
read,
and by its laws.
Go ahead.
But that will not make him a citizen of the United States.
So even if they give you, like they say, let's give a nigga a little bit. Let's give him civil rights. Let's give him this. Let's give him that. To make us think that we're on a footing with the understanding of everybody else. Even though your politicians are fooling you and making you think that you are a part of it, the Constitution is coming back and saying that will not entitle you as a citizen, nor will it entitle you to sue in its courts. Read that.
Nor entitle him
but
to...
But that will not make him a citizen. Read that.
Yes, sir. But that will not make him a citizen of the United States, nor entitle him to sue in its courts, nor to any of the privileges and immunities of a citizen in another state.
That's the reason why people could get shot down, left in the street. Nobody cares about it. Now you understanding why all these things is happening. Because they're going by this. This is the wake-up call. Read 9.
The change in public opinion and feeling in relation to the African race, which has taken place since the adoption of the Constitution.
Ain't that the civil rights and all these things I was talking about? These things came after the adoption of the Constitution. Listen to what it say.
Cannot change its construction and meaning.
The Constitution of the United States cannot change its construction and meaning. Read.
And it must be construct and administered now according to its true meaning and intention when it was formed and adopted.
Did y'all hear that? That's the game. That's the game. So our children are being fooled into thinking that they could just do all kind of wickedness and think they're going to be all right. And the Constitution is already set up to lock their asses up and get sweat equity out of them. Because that's what we need. That's what they're saying. We is them. They're saying we need that equity. So when you talk to your sons and daughters, you let them know that if they disobey their parents, we're going to read that in Ephesians. We're getting ready to go there. The Most High is going to set it up that our young kids that continue to disobey the righteousness that their parents are trying to teach them, the Lord is going to set their ass up for destruction. I'm just telling you straight. I'm telling you straight. That's what's going to happen. Okay? Now, we can come out of this. This whole thing is crazy. It's wild as hell. Now, go back to where I was at. Okay? So we come out of this, go back to the video. Let's finish Hustle Man. Let's finish with Hustle Man. Okay? This ain't even Hustle Man here. Hustle Man is coming up.
Man, no, give it to him.
There hold. You see how he's sitting there? He said, I'm the big dog. I'm just saying, I'm watching how they're going to break this dude down. That's how they're going to do that young 20-year-old when they get in there. They already whipped his ass already. There's videos we got knots all in his face. So the moment he walked in there, they beat that ass as soon as he came in because they were waiting on him. This is real. I'm talking about real life. They ain't no scared straight nothing. This is the real deal. When he got in there, they whipped his ass. Okay? Check out how my man looking at him. He said, yeah, I know I'm part of this program and all that. But I know one of these dumb little knuckles going to get in here, and I'm going to be all up in his behind. That's how he talking. Now imagine, stop. Imagine you in a damn cage with him. Your tough-ass son that couldn't be told a damn thing, you in there with him and got life. You done. You done. Go ahead. You might want to grab that comb. The CO said you might want to grab that comb. The CO said you might want to grab that comb. So on the cell block, they walking away. Go ahead.
Go, man. Now let me go, man.
I'm going to pass the mic around a little bit before I get too heavy. Somebody, give me what do y'all think so far about what we brought out before we get even deeper? Because we're going to get a little bit deeper. Microphones, both sides. This is talk day. Come on. Stand up. Who's ever going to speak, stand up so we can know who to give the mic to. What do you think about what we just showed? Is it real?
I think it's great what you're showing. I just wish my 22-year-old was with me so he can see this, because he's not a bad kid, but he don't listen. He's hard-headed. And I'm trying to tell him these things. He came to church one time, but he won't come back.
He came in here one time.
He came in here one time.
Okay. And he won't come back.
He won't come back. I'm trying to get him to stop smoking dope. He won't listen with that. And I told him he's got a good job. He's a supervisor.
He would lose all of that.
On his job. I told him, I say, Zion, and he's got a biblical name. I say, Zion, you need to stop smoking dope. I said, they can test you anytime, but he don't take heed to that.
Damn.
He's like, Dad, I'll be okay. I'm going to be all right. I said, but you could spend money on dope. He still owes me some money. I helped him out. He still owes me money. I said, you can spend money on dope, but you can't pay me my money. You know, I don't want to put him in the street because that would really mess him
You might
up.
have no choice.
I might not have
I'm
a
gonna
choice.
I'm gonna be straight up.
But
with
that's
you.
the hardest
I get
thing
it.
that I'm dealing with.
I understand that. I'm sorry for your pain, brother. I really am. It is good that we passing this mic around a little bit. You understand? There's a saying that they have in the islands. I don't know, and I'm not from the islands, but I've been around. And they say those who don't hear will feel. You ever heard that term before? Who from the islands could give a? Is it a statement in the islands? Those who will not hear will feel. You'll never. Okay, that's what they say. That's what I've heard certain people say that from Antigua and different areas that I've bumped into over the years of my life. Okay, what is that? Is that what it is? Okay. If you're not here, you must feel. Listen to suffer the consequences. Bomba cloud. So, huh? Yeah. So that's what you dig it, right? I used to be better at it. I'm not good with that thing no more. No. But anyway, but that's it. Those who will not hear will feel. And that's what's going to happen. Unfortunate, but give me that. This iniquity shall not, let's get the Bible. This iniquity shall not part. This was going to happen to some of our kids. Yes, read that. Some of them going to have to go down this road. We got to get back to my man on the video, though, in court. That's sweat equity. We got to get back to that.
Isaiah 22, verse 14. And it was revealed in mine ears by the Lord of hosts.
Where you reading that?
Isaiah chapter 22,
so
verse
this
14.
Was the prophet, the Most High revealed this to the ears of Isaiah. Read it again.
And it was revealed in mine ears by the Lord of hosts. Surely this iniquity shall not be purged from you till ye die.
Till you die. Some of our people will not turn away from their wicked ways, no matter how close they get to death. Now give me Isaiah 51 and 20. Give me that one to go along with it.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. Mm-hmm. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Gangs. They lie at the head of all the streets. Gang activity and all that on the corners, doing nothing. Looking for mischief to get into. Go ahead.
As a wild bull in a net.
As a wild bull in a net. That's how they are. That's you parents can't do nothing with them. They're like wild bulls. Some of them will rise up. Give me the scripture where it says they will rise and put their parents to death. This is why I was saying what I was saying earlier. Keep playing with these spirits. I say, okay, I dare that mess to happen with me. Now your ass has got to go. Get the hell out. Let the streets teach you. And when you're behind and get jacked up, don't look for me. I tried to tell you early and you didn't want to hear it. That's how you got to be. That's the reason why the dads were chased out of the houses, because dads used to deal like that. And the mama would be talking about something, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to be there. And he's doing all kind of mischief, robbing, stealing, doing all kind of things, having sex in your house, on your bed, all types of stuff. All kind of craziness, and you putting up with it. No. You got it?
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 10, verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death.
Because of the commandments. They don't want to deal. They don't want nobody telling them any damn thing. Go ahead.
And the father the child.
And the father shall put the child to death. Go ahead.
And the children shall rise up against their parents.
Read that again, because I said the father shall put the child to death. Maybe that ain't what it's talking about.
Verse 21.
Because my putting him to death means you got to get the hell out of here. I'll go that far. Y'all all right? What y'all going to say? I heard somebody say something.
No.
All right.
Matthew 10:21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death.
Shall deliver up the brother to death. Go ahead.
And the father the child.
So that's what it meant. So listen, son, I got to put your ass out of here. I got to call the police. Get him out. Take him. because he's going to end up killing me. He's going to end up killing my wife. Probably he's got sisters and brothers. I'm trying to spare them because I tried to teach my son to not do this. He brought up that what-up mess into the house, and it's destroying the whole damn house. And this nigga got to go. Get him out of here. You understand? He got to go. And they got to notice what you mean. Okay? So I'm delivering him up. He got to go because you ain't going to mess around and get us killed. Go ahead.
And the children shall rise up against their parents.
If you don't get that thing done, you keep playing around with them spirits. Listen what it says. And the what? And the children's?
And the children shall rise up against their parents.
And they shall rise up against their parents. I remember there was a video a while back where the father tried to intervene in a situation where there was a fight on the street because I think his daughter or his son was involved, and they turned around and killed the girl's father. Anybody remember that video? We ain't got to look for it, but I remember there was a video like that. We just played a few years ago. But keep reading. Shall do what?
And the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
If they themselves don't kill them themselves, they will set their parents up to be murdered. Some of these kids are that damn wild. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. I got to say it. I know it ain't popular to say it. I don't give a damn about what's popular. I'm putting it out there because that's exactly what will happen. These kids have to know. They have to know because these politicians ain't playing no more. Y'all thought Biden was bad. Trump is the same thing. You realize Trump and Biden are saying the same thing? Could we find that video with Biden that said we got to get him off the streets? Yes, the crime bill. So what's going on with Trump now? Everybody talking about, oh, let's vote Democrat. Democrat was about doing the same damn thing, showing you that they all laughing because they all part of the game. Biden, Trump, all of them, they're all part of the game. Come on.
Let me tell you what is in the bill.
Crime bill.
And I'll let you all decide whether or not this is weak. Let me get down here a compendium of the things that are in the bill. One, the death penalty.
The death penalty. The death penalty. That's in the bill. That's in the crime bill. Listen.
Provides 53 death penalty offenses. Weak as can be, you know?
53 different things that will get you the death penalty. Keep that in mind, because when I go back to this video, it's going to shock you by what's going to come out. When that prosecutor asked that warden, will the prison benefit from this man's death? The warden said basically, no. We want him, give him life? Yes, because we need that sweat equity. Do y'all recognize what it means to be put on death row? That means by the time that death come around, he might have been in there 15 to 20 years because he appeals, all types of other stuff. You realize they got to feed him every day? This is money. They got to take care of him, house him if he gets sick, medical. That's money that the prison have to spend while he's waiting, trying to get his defense together to try to beat the case. They said, no, we don't want that. We want you to go for the death penalty, but we said we will be nice and give him life without parole. Because when he's on life without parole, you're ours. Y'all see the game? Hit the button. I wanted to get to the meat. Go ahead.
We do everything but hang people for jaywalking.
We even hang, hold it, back it up a little bit. I ain't even hear that. Damn. Biden, bro. Come on, hit it.
It provides 53 death penalty offenses. Weak as can be, you know? We do everything but hang people for jaywalking in this bill. That's weak stuff.
No, man. Come on, brothers. Y'all don't know the one I'm looking for? That was good, though. But I want the one where he talked that crap.
With when Bishop was making the point about delivering the parents up to death, it made me think about the fact that if you don't fix it, meaning if you trim your ways to seek love with your child, right? Get Luke 14:26. Christ is giving you a pattern of what will happen to the point that if you don't deliver that child unto Satan, so that Satan can fix them, because you can't do it. You tried it. You used the Bible. It's not working. If you don't give him over to Satan to allow Satan to do it, then it might pull you out the truth. Go ahead, read that.
The book
Verse
of
26.
Luke. Yes, sir. Luke 14, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children
And children. When he's saying hate, meaning you're trimming your ways against what the Lord said to benefit them, knowing that they're eventually that will pull you out the truth. These are persons that are closest to you, like knit to your soul. So you have to understand that when you're not delivering them up, you're enabling that behavior. And that behavior will drive them to continue to do what they're doing. So that was it, Bishop.
Census is A. We must take back the streets.
That's the one.
It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents.
This is how they're talking about, hold it. This is how this is Democrat now. This is how they're talking about your wild children that's acting like they got the world on smash. The Most High set this devil up to do what he's about to do. And that's exactly where we're at now. All the decades that have gone by with these what up wild craziness, they've been running loose thinking that nobody could do nothing. Then the Lord said, give them Trump. And he's putting that thought out there all the way around. And a lot of these, and when I say putting it all the way around there, he's letting you know what the game is. You're too wrapped up in it, don't worry, we got you. And when you get in our clutches, we're going to bust you down. That's how they're talking. Wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. A lot of people might be mad at me for bringing it out. It's better to hear it from me than to actually hear it like that man sitting up there in the courtroom referring to him as sweat equity. Hit it.
Matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes.
He said, hold, stop. He said, I yield myself 3 more minutes. Everybody shut up. I'm taking 3 more minutes. I want to get this out. Y'all hear what he's saying? Go ahead.
Because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons.
Pragmatic reasons. Pragmatic means operate with common sense. That's what he's really saying. Pragmatic. The hell with everything else. You mess around and try to rehabilitate such and such. He's saying these kids need to be put to death. That's basically what he's saying. That's what he's saying. These wicked-ass people are wicked as hell. Set up a system. When we mess up in it, then they said kill us. Because is that the same language that they said in slavery? Either you pick up that bale of hay or you get hung. It's the same damn thing. In a game of fools without the rules. All right, come out of this. Come out of this. Y'all can watch the rest of these videos on your own. You should be checking these things out. Let's get back to where I was at. So like I said, there's a lot of buzz going on about that situation with Julio Fulio, the wildness. Okay, now that was Joe Biden then. I forgot. Now let's play this here. Listen to this to show you that the game ain't changed. This is recent. This is very recent, like a few days ago. Hit the button.
What happened this past Saturday night at Chipotle in the Navy Yard, and what we're seeing increasingly across the district, is not only unacceptable, it is violent, it is dangerous, and it is illegal. And I am here to tell you it is going to stop. And parents, I'm talking about you now. This is a different scenario than any other time in the history of the district, because we are looking beyond those individuals who are committing the crimes.
Do y'all remember the smash and grabs? They would go inside the mall and smash the jewelry windows, and people stood by and did nothing. These ignorant, wild hoodlums doing this, they're thinking that they got some kind of power, not recognizing that that was part of the plan. Let them take something. Let them get psychologically wired into thinking that they can just do anything they want. And the store owners stand by and they just watch it happen. And they thinking in their mind, damn, man, we could just go and smash and get everything. Smash it all. And that's making them think that they can continually do this with no problem. Lo and behold, the Lord was setting them up. Why am I saying the Lord was setting them up? Go back to that Romans again.
Romans 13 and 3.
A lot of people don't understand the Most High going to get rid of a lot of our people because they just refuse. That's why I was telling the brother earlier. Some of your sons and daughters just don't want to change, and you have to, like the Bible says, deliver them to Satan. So that the house, what is that? So that the church be spared? Is that what it say?
Yes, sir.
Give me that, read that, because I'm going to show you what it means, because your church is your house. I know I'm talking crazy now. Some certain situations you got to let them go. If they're hell bent on destroying everything, I love my baby. You got his baby pictures and all that. Say, you ain't acting like my baby now. It's time for you to get the hell out of here. Come on.
1 Corinthians 5 and 5. 2, deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved.
So hopefully they can learn to get rid of that sin out of them so that their spirit might be saved. That's why they call it corrections. That's why they call the system corrections. They don't really get corrected, but they get the point. Sometimes you need that good ass whipping to make you straighten up. Tear up that ass, and it might send a better message to the mind to straighten up, that the spirit might be saved. Y'all all right? Okay. Hey, yo, that's the way it is. Is there more on that?
To deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Jesus.
So we have to also do that up in here. We get certain spirits that don't want to act right. Judgment after judgment, they still getting it wrong. I say, listen, man, you got to go. Woman, you got to go. Because you stay in here, you're going to poison the rest of these brothers. You're going to poison the rest of these sisters. Get your ass out. You understand? We got to be that way. And I know me talking like that, I put my head on a target. Because they be like, well, we need to get rid of him because he's making sure that I don't get to spread my evil among the rest of the house. And that's how fathers have to be. And when you try to put your foot down in your house to make sure that that evil stops right there, your own son and your own daughter might cause you to die. You got to be aware of that. Y'all understand me? That's real talk. I know it ain't popular, but I know it's real talk. I ain't got time to play with you. I said, I see where you're going, and you think I'm going to sit here and allow you to bring that bad element in this house? I worked so hard to take care of this, to bring this help that. And you going to come in here because you think you know something? You don't want to listen? Get out. That's how I got to be. I'm sorry. That's how I got to be. Because if you don't discipline your sons and daughters today with even, I ain't even talking about physical, if you just give them a straight talk. If you don't discipline them today, they're going to be disciplined by the system. They're going to meet the cop with the 9mm. They're going to meet the cop with the nightstick, the stun gun, the bullets, jail time, Potter's Field, death. So they better learn now while they have the chance to learn it now. I'm speaking straight words to you about what I'm saying. It ain't popular, but that's how it is. Y'all understand me? Brothers and sisters, tell me something. I'm tempted. I think I want to do this. I think they want to do that. No, man. No. Where am I at?
You want Romans 13 and verse 3.
Come on.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Now us having praise of the same, the enemies might not like what we're doing in resurrecting and trying to straighten our people up. But can they really speak evil against what we're doing? No. And certain people are going to be like, you know what, at least they're trying to curb things in a particular way that won't contribute to the mess that's going on out here. Y'all understand that? I'm just throwing those things out there. Read on. Is that it?
Verse 4. For he is the minister of God.
For Esau, the powers that be is the what?
The minister of God.
He is the minister of God. In other words, he's God's helper. Damn, this don't sound good at all. He's God's helper. Y'all ain't gonna like how I'm gonna put it, but that's what it means. Read it.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
He is the minister of God to you for your good, for you to straighten up. Listen.
But if thou do that which is evil.
But if you do that which is evil against God's laws, that's what it's talking about. He ain't talking about us teaching the Bible. He ain't talking about us being persecuted for righteousness' sake. I want you to understand what I'm talking about. But when you're out here stealing, raping, robbing, committing crimes, a murderer, God ain't with that. Read that statement again.
But if thou do that which is evil.
If you're into breaking God's laws, listen.
Be afraid.
Be afraid. That's when the terrorist is going to come upon your behind. Go ahead.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
And y'all see that this white man, Esau, he don't have the power to kill for no reason. He don't have the power to kill for no reason. He ain't bearing that sword in vain. He said, I will use it. I will use it. Let me just show you how bad it is. Go down to the video where you see, let me move around. I posted this one kind of, the one where it says police chase. Jump down. Watch this here. Bam, this gonna blow your mind. This is an example. Y'all ain't gonna like this. Here's a dude, he done went, probably stole a car. He running all through. Y'all seen these police chases all on the cameras and all that? They're running through people's yards, tearing up property, doing all kind of stuff. Y'all seen them. Running people off the road, all of that, speeding through neighborhoods. Y'all seen this, right? Now, police chase into a shootout. That's what we're looking at. Hit the button.
Put your hands in the air, drop it.
He's armed.
Goddamn.
He got, look.
Get him. What the fuck? Hold fire, he dropped it. 10-4.
Coordinated. Y'all see that? That's what's out there. That's what's out there. I know that was some ugliness because that's somebody's son. What the hell is a car doing sideways? He got to climb out of it and he got a damn weapon in his hand shooting at police. What is this all about? I don't know. But it's letting you know that they ain't playing. So all that smashing, I'm making the point because smash and grab, all of the stuff that our people been led to believe that they can do these things with impunity has shaped in their minds that we can't be stopped. What up? That damn video. Make them hop double dutch. They bragging about it on the radio and TV and all that. Got your little kids dancing to it. Shaping a culture that's going to all end up with this kind of thing here. The Lord gave this man all kinds of weaponry because he's in God's hands, because the Lord going to take him out. Don't get me wrong. But I know a lot of people want to hear sensation. I'm not here to sensationalize you. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you what is happening. Okay? Now let's get what was this mayor? I forget this woman here. Let's go back to this one here. Back it up, get it again. All this running wild, the smash and grabs. Now they're in Chipotle, tearing the place up. And it caused these people to get up here and say this here. Go ahead, hit the button.
What happened this past Saturday night at Chipotle in the Navy Yard and what we're seeing increasingly across the district is not only unacceptable, it is violent, it is dangerous, and it is illegal. And I am here to tell you it is going to stop. And parents, I'm talking about you now. This is a different scenario than any other time in the history of the district, because we are looking beyond those individuals who are committing the crimes, irrespective of how old they are. And we're looking at the parents to make sure that they understand that they are responsible for the upheaval that is going on in this district that is impacting everyone who lives here. I was at a doctor's appointment at 8 o'clock this morning, and the doctor was concerned about what's going on in the district. This is across the board. This is something that we should all be interested in making sure ends. And trust me, I'm going to do my part. This kind of thing is destroying the quality of life in the district. The residents are finding it extremely difficult to enjoy public parks and spaces, as well as waterfront areas. And the residents are starting to feel like these out of control teens are taking away their happiness and their quiet.
You understand my point? These out of control teens. She wanted to say something else. But notice what she said. She said, regardless of how old the parents are. That slipped by most people. Because most of the time, these young girls have these damn kids and they want to still play out in the street and they dump the child on grandma. They drop the child up on the older ones. They say, you too. If they're found to be in your custody and your little wild youngin is doing this here, you're going to be held responsible regardless of how old they are. That's what they were saying. They weren't talking about the kids. They were talking about the parents. So why are they doing this? The Most High is trying to wake us up. That's what he's doing. And I'm telling you, we don't get our business together, a lot of examples going to be made. We talk about in the wilderness. That's going to happen a lot before the wilderness. Just think about it. Your rambunctious, wild son, hold it, because they think I'm kidding. Give me Zechariah 13. I'm telling you. A lot of people don't like these parts of the Bible. They don't like this stuff. But this stuff requires responsibility and discipline from us.
Zechariah 13:2. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered.
Read verse 1.
Verse 1. In that day there shall be a fountain opened to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
The fountain open is the Bible, the laws of the Most High. This goes with Ezekiel, 33? What is it? Ezekiel about the wilderness. Where's that at? 20? Is it? I just want to quote it. I don't want to. What is it? What's the chapter and the verse that it's in?
Ezekiel 32.
Okay, 32. Right. This is what this is talking about. This parallels what we're reading here. When it says that he will plead with us face to face. He going to give us, he said, I will cause you to pass under the rod. That's the scripture, right?
Yes, sir.
I will cause them to pass under the rod of correction. This is Christ talking. I will cause you, your sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, all of us to pass under the rod of correction. And if we have not learned to keep God's laws, that's the day you're going to die. That's what he's talking about. That's what he means. So this craziness that's on this side, this is not coming into the kingdom. For without our dogs, for without our liars, adulterers, all those things that you read in Revelation. Could you get that real quick? Get that real quick. For without the kingdom. Revelation is one of the last chapters. Real quick. Don't let me get too far off point. I'm just bringing these things out. Y'all okay? Sisters, y'all all right?
Revelation 22, verse 15. For without are dogs.
For without the kingdom are dogs, meaning the other nations, go ahead.
And sorcerers.
And sorcerers, witchcraft.
And whoremongers.
Whoremongers, you hear this? That ain't going to be in the kingdom. Go ahead.
And murderers.
Murderers, you ain't getting the kingdom.
And idolaters.
And idolaters, you ain't getting the kingdom. Who's saying this? Christ.
And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
If you even lie, damn it, your ass ain't going in. Even liars, people that deal falsely, you trying to ask them a question and they try to be slick with their answers. I pick up all that evil. And I said, let the Lord mock your wicked ass. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I know that's some bad talk. Come on, Eli, don't leave me out here. But I got to be straight. Some of these kids of ours be lying right in your face and act like the Lord ain't hearing this. They're being slick with their words. They're trying to hide certain things. Lying by omission. That's what the scripture actually goes with when it says, thou shalt not lie nor deal falsely. That means you're holding back. If they know the reason why you're asking the question, but they're going to insult your intelligence and act like you ain't asking them what you're really asking them. The Lord is marking that down too, because the angels heard that. Okay? Where we at?
That was Revelation. You want Zechariah.
Okay, go back to Zechariah. Then we're going to go back to that video.
Zechariah 13:1. In that day,
in the wilderness, that's what it's talking about us, in the wilderness right before we get to our kingdom. Because ain't none of this evil, as we just read, that ain't going to be in the kingdom. All of what's getting ready to get purged out, that's not going to make it into the kingdom. That ain't even making it there. That's going to be purged out before we get there. The same way that the Lord purged us when we came out of Egypt. 40 years in the wilderness until all them Negroes got wiped out. Go ahead.
There shall be a fountain open to the house of David.
The fountain that's open to the nation of Israel is the Bible. That's the fountain represents the word, the water. Ephesians 4:23, I think it is. Right? Mm-hmm. Cleanse them by the washing of the water by the word. It's 5:26. 5:26. Yes, 5:26. Y'all all right? Read. The water.
And to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
The Israelites. Go ahead.
For sin and for uncleanness.
So the Bible is going to be opened up. Give me that part also where it says, they that will not have me rule over them. Listen to this is what it's talking about. Read that statement again and then give me the one I just asked for.
In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
The fountain is the laws of God. That's going to be opened up to the 12 tribes of Israel with Christ being there. Listen.
For sin and for uncleanness.
For sin and uncleanness, lies, wickedness, evil. That's going to be opened up to judge you. Read.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land.
Who is the I? Christ. That I will cut off the names of the idols, all that. What up? All that foolishness is going to be dead. Some of us, so you can understand, some of our people are going to be spared when the bombs drop in this country. Just to make them examples in the wilderness. They're being spared just to be made an example. Go ahead.
That I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered.
They shall no more be remembered because they're going to be put to death. Go ahead.
And also, I will.
You got to think about it. When it said they shall no more be remembered, here you got somebody talking about Dr. Buzzard, or we going to do this, we going to do all kind of evil. And they got on a soapbox basically and trying to persuade everybody else to follow their evil, like Korah, Dathan, and on when you read during the time of Moses, when they turned against him in Numbers. You're going to have them same kind of spirits that was saved from the fire here. And when they get into the wilderness, it's going to go down again. Imagine them saying all this evil and you got people listening to them. The Most High said, whatever they're talking about that ain't in line with this Bible, they're going to be put to death, and everything that they talk going to be put to death. Because you got to think about it. When the Lord smites that dude down that's teaching them lies, everybody going to instantly drop that. They ain't going to talk about it no more. That's going to be the end of it. That's how the Lord going to be dealing. That's going to be a good day. You hear me? That's going to be a good day. I'm telling you, that's going to be a good day. Tired of this damn evil. Read.
And also, I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land.
Because when a false prophet get his head chopped off, everybody going to know we ain't following that. That's the kind of biblical vengeance that's going to be going down. Go ahead. And in Psalms 149, so you can understand, he said that I will execute vengeance upon, and use the word heathen for a reason. Even though it's talking about the nations, it's also talking about the wickedness of our people that got heathenistic mindset. That sword is going to swing to kill their ass too. Everybody that's against the laws of the Most High going to die that day. Now, is that in on that?
No, sir.
Read.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live.
Why would his father and his mother do that? I'm going back to you brothers and sisters that got these terrible ass sons and these terrible ass daughters that refuse to change. And you're going to put your life on the line for their wicked behinds that refuse to repent. Read that statement again. And his father?
And then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live.
Why is it that the parents are going to say that? Because they would have already witnessed how Christ's going to have dealt with him. Now give me what Christ said in Luke. Matthew, what is it? It's Luke 19. That's the one I want. Give me that one.
Luke 19, verse...
Listen, this is the reason why the parents are going to say that. Listen good.
Luke 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not...
Everybody that's against what Christ said is an enemy of Christ. That includes our people. Go ahead.
But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
Here you are, you fathers and you mothers, you're trying to rule over your children to keep them from going astray. And they're saying, I'm not having that. I'm leaving. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. The hell with what you got to say, mama. The hell what you got to say, daddy. That Bible, that Bible, that Bible. I'm doing my own thing. You refuse to have the correction of your fathers and mothers to rule over you. Read that again.
But those mine enemies.
But those mine enemies, Jesus said.
Which would not that I should reign over them.
Which would not that I in my laws shall rule over you.
Bring hither.
This is what's going to happen. This is in the wilderness. I want you to understand where this is going to happen at. This is in the wilderness. Christ's going to be teaching the commandments face to face, and you're still going to be having some talking about, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. Christ said, bring them here. Bring them in front of me. Read that again.
Bring hither and slay them before me.
Kill them right in front of my feet. Kill them right here. That's what Jesus said. That's what Jesus said. So once those parents see that Christ ain't playing, go back to Zechariah now. Now you understand why they're talking the way they're talking.
Zechariah 13:3. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live.
Why? Because we seen that Christ ain't playing. So you want to come up here and put my hand on the chopping block, your ass going to die right now. That's how the parents going to be moving. Damn, them going to be some good damn days. You don't understand. I want evil gone. I want evil out. Read.
For thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord.
For you speak lies against what the Christ said. Go ahead.
And his father and his mother that begat him.
And his own mother and his father that literally gave birth to him. Go ahead.
Shall thrust him through.
They themselves shall take a sword and stick it through his body. That's what the parents going to do. That's going to get the attention. That's what works. That's what works. You say, hell, I ain't coming back in there no more. Some of y'all thinking that way. You ain't going to escape this. You can leave out here all you want. Well, everything that I said is going to come to pass.
Right.
Read.
And his mother that begat him, and his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesieth.
When he lie, they're going to put him to death. Boy, that's going to be a hell of a time there. So my whole point is, I prayed that our brothers and sisters get their minds right now so that they don't end up in some of the things that I'm showing you. Now let's go back to the soft boy that's getting ready to go to prison. He's soft and squishy. That's how those inmates are looking at him. 20-year-old gets life. The words that I'm using, these are statements that's been said. I ain't making up nothing. Huh? Those who don't learn will feel. Start it again. Let's get it all. Hit me.
And based on Mr. Gathwright's age, physical abilities, things like that, do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
Stop.
I say,
Stop. Do you hear the question? The prosecution was originally going for the death penalty. I want y'all to understand the game. Y'all with me? They were going for the death penalty. Like I pointed out earlier, the death penalty means you sit on death row until you're dead, until your kill date comes up. And before that kill date comes up, you have chances to appeal and all kind of other stuff. If you get sick, you go to the hospital, such and such, those kinds of things. Y'all all right? Sometimes when they go to the hospital, sometimes they come off the hospital, sometimes they come out the prison and literally come to a hospital and get treated under guards, guns, chains, all that. We had to deal with those kinds of situations. They bring him through the ambulance, all kind of COs around him. We have to bring a cloth to cover him because he's shackled up like a damn animal. And guns on his damn head as they're taking him up to be worked on. I'm telling you, there's a real case. There was some cat that went and shot up people in a McDonald's. And he was brought to the hospital. And the dudes came in and they had shotguns on his damn shoulders, aimed at his neck. Well, they walked him through the hospital to take him to get certain procedures. They were not playing. And you know what it's like to have the license to kill? That means you could blow his head off and you will start clean. Y'all understand? So you got people they're itching for that. They want to get those confirmed kills. You got to think about the mentality of these people. I get to blow his ass away. I get to feel how powerful this gun is, such and such. And that be the thought. The hell with the life that they just extinguished. That be your reality. Y'all don't really get people to talk to y'all like this. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But y'all need to hear the other side of how it is. You hear me? And when you sit with your sons and daughters that's talking crazy, you bring them into the reality of what this Bible is talking about. This ain't no fairy tale here. As you're going to find out when this young punk get up there and they get ready to rail on his ass. Literally. Crying. And they talking about him like a piece of meat. We want that sweat equity out of his ass. That's how they talking. Then you crying, I ain't know it like this. Daddy, mama. This simple Negro talking about some damn GoFundMe. He set up a damn GoFundMe to try to get some attorneys to try to appeal the case. He set up a he didn't even collect $800. Nobody give a damn. Not even $800. That's the last I heard about it. They don't even have it. They took it down. All I see is a screenshot of it, somebody said. The damn thing don't even, nobody cares. And that's something for you young brothers. I'm talking about for yours and you who's talking about you want to commit crimes and do all kind of evil. You simple ass women, young daughters that don't want to listen to your parents. When you're behind, get in the cage of a messed up life, none of the people that influence you to do that, they ain't going to be by your side at all. None of you. You're going to find out that you by your damn self. And everybody in the place look just like you because you all been suckered. And you're going to recognize that and ain't going to be a damn thing for you to do. So you better wake up now before it's too late. That's the point. Now, what was I saying? Okay. So this is the deal. Hit the button.
Yes, with my experience, not only just in classification, but as former.
So the question was asked, hold it, I got to set it up, I'm sorry. The question was asked, would he benefit the prison? Okay, would he benefit the prison being on, what did it say? What did the beginning of it say? Just one more time, I'm sorry. I got to do it. Come on, real quick. 20-year-old gets life. Read.
And based on Mr. Gathwright's age, physical abilities, things like that, do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes, with my experience, not only just in classification, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator. He's someone that's young, he's healthy. In reality, we need that labor, we need that sweat equity.
Stop. And he's hearing this. He said, we need that sweat equity. He started rubbing his eyes. He was about to cry. That reality hit his ass. We need that sweat equity. That's what they refer to him as, sweat equity. Damn. Bam. That's that psychological torture. The prosecutor knows this. He said, they talk about him like he's not even in the room, but they know he hears it. That's to bust his brain down. All that tough talk when his parents try to steer him right. Because what I understand, he had people in his family that was trying to look out for him. He had the opportunity. There's all kind of videos showing you how stupid this kid was. He just went in the wrong direction, want to be some wankster. Now look at where his ass is at. So he's hearing this. We need that sweat equity. He said because the older ones are too old, they can't do the work efficiently and as fast as the young ones. That's why the slaves, that's the reason why I showed that slave thing. All them young numbers, that's what they want. And that's how this country was built. Hit the button.
We will put them out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration. We have that. So we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can do the work.
And I know we talk about life without parole and death row, but for our jurors' education, in Florida, what does a life sentence without parole mean?
Pause it. You mean to tell me she don't know the answer to that? She wanted him to hear that there's no parole in Florida. What does it mean to be on life in Florida where there is no parole? That means you will stay in there forever until your ass die. You understand what I'm saying? Until you die. They wanted him to hear this. They wanted him to hear this until you die. Real jail. What did he say? Real jail. Boondocks. Real jail. That's where he's at. And they tearing his ass up with that psychological, tearing him up. And they said, no, we don't want that because if he's on death row, we got to feed him. They ain't go that far in this clip, but that's what they're saying. When you're on death row, you go to the hospitals, you get this, you get your 3 hots on a cot, all that, you get all that stuff. That's money. It's like $70,000 or $80,000 per inmate to take care of an inmate on death row. Or any inmate, $70,000 to $80,000 average a year. That's money that the prison can save. Let him work for pennies. Let him work for pennies to earn his commissary. And that's it. And he's relegated to that until he's dead. And he will leave the prison in a body bag with a number attached to it. That's the reality. So they've been had this on the books. That's the game. In a game of fools without the rules. Here we thinking that our kids run around thinking that they got something. No, the Most High set it up that way. The powers that be are ordained of God. Ain't that what the Bible says? See, a lot of people don't like that. They don't like that. But the Lord was serious when he said, listen, you break my commandments, you're going to serve your enemies, and you're going to get your behinds torn up until you repent. Our people don't want to talk that. They don't want to understand that. They don't want to understand that the Most High is serious about what he's saying. We trying to say, God is up there. He's just doing his own thing. No, God is affecting every damn thing on this planet. And we trying to act like God ain't got nothing to do with it. We better recognize quick. For he beareth not the sword in vain. That's what the Bible said in Romans. Did we read that earlier? We read it, didn't we?
Yes, sir. We did.
Okay. So you understand that. God put him there because we did not want to do right. So that's the only reason why we're in this mess. Our way out is keeping the commandments. But if we don't want to keep the commandments, we're going to be subjected to things like this and worse. Hit the button.
A life sentence in the Florida Department of Corrections means from the minute they're brought in, they're assigned
From
an
the
inmate
minute they're brought in, I want you to understand how fast things happen. When that gavel swings, boop, your name is gone. Big Ayatollah, whatever name you had on the street, whatever thought you had, you're broken all the way down to a number. And that's what you're going to have until the day you die. Go ahead. He's given the inmate number. Go ahead.
He will be assigned an inmate number, and when he dies and leaves in a body bag, he will still have that inmate number. An inmate serving life will never, ever get out. There is no parole in the state of Florida, and they're not ever allowed outside the razor wire and
Stop.
the fence.
Letting him know what's out there. There is, you are not, telling them what's up on the walls. You will not get past the razor wire. You will not get past. They're letting him know, so don't even try it. They ain't even telling the rest. They got gunners on the towers. And they are licensed to kill you if you try to. And I mean, it ain't like you got to go to court. You ain't got to go to court and stuff like that. You are property of the state, and your state property is trying to leave the state. And they could kill you on sight, and it's nothing to them. Y'all hear me? All that's psychological. He will not get out of the fence of the razor wire. All that's in his head. Why didn't he hear this years ago? Because the enemies didn't want him to hear it. Now he's hearing it now, when his life is finished. Y'all understand? Go ahead.
Of a secure facility.
So the only way that an inmate serving life without parole would leave is when they die by natural causes.
Objection, Your Honor, we're asking him to.
Sustain.
They want to make sure he heard it. They want to make sure he heard it. Is there more on this? Play the rest of this. I want to hear.
Just take me out.
There's some commentary written by. There's some commentary that this brother who put this video up. I just want you to hear what he said. Go ahead.
Yo, just take me out, bro. It's over for me. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm looking at this guy right here, and it's heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking that young people are willing to put their lives on the line and risk everything for nothing. For nothing. They sliding on their ops. In this guy's case, a lot of people may not be familiar. I think the guy's name was Julio Fulio. I'm not sure if he was a rapper or just another popular figure, but I think that he was a rapper. And his ops, his opposition or his enemies slid on him, got caught facing the death penalty in Florida. They petitioned for this guy to ultimately get life in jail. And his entire day, right, with this guy who was a former warden, former person that worked in the prisons and all of this stuff, consultant now, basically said was that they work 60 hours a week, minimal, and in order for them to even be able to have some kind of dignity or not have every single privilege removed and be disciplined, you have to suffer, you have to work, and now you're basically relegated to making license plates or whatever it is that you are relegated to for the rest of your life. Young 20, 21, 18, 19-year-olds are now going to be in the prison system for the rest of their natural life.
Y'all hear that? And when they say, well, let's say, I ain't want to do that. I ain't want to do that kind of work. I ain't want this. I ain't want to do that. They say, we got ways of fixing you. You ain't going to get no visitation. That gets cut off. You ain't going to get no conjugal visits. You ain't get none of that. They cut your TV out, take away your iPad, take away all your privileges. Might even throw you in ADSEC. Where they lock you up in a box. They might do that and just leave you there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, here's the point, Eli. Help me out now. Why do we have to go that far to get people to see the reality when they just simply could stay away from that by following what the Most High gave the parents to give them? Y'all understand that? Give me the Bible. Give me the Bible, Ephesians 6:1.
Yes, sir. The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
Come on.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
Do you think that children could go against this and expect to be spared by the Lord's sword, which is Esau and his system? Do y'all understand the reason why we were even brought over here? Because we disobeyed. You realize that we're not even supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be underneath these people. I want you to understand, because some people think that this was just had to be. We were never supposed to. Give me that in the Bible. Whose judgment was that one? You know where it's at? The cup, yes. We were not supposed to experience this. They whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. No, it ain't Lamentations. It's in I think it's 47 or something. Just type it in somewhere so the scripture could come up.
I got
Come
you,
on.
Bishop. Jeremiah 49,
Yes,
verse
that's it.
12. That's
Read that.
Jeremiah 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord.
For thus saith the Lord. I'm talking about us. Why are we in this situation? Come on.
Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup.
They whose judgment, talking about us. We were not supposed to, because we're God's people. We're his children. We are his heirs. We are his firstborn, the whole nation. They whose judgment was not to drink of this cup of destruction or everything that we're going through. Go ahead.
Have assuredly drunken.
These things happen to us. Go ahead.
And art thou he?
Now he's pointing to the nations now. Art thou he?
That shall altogether go unpunished?
Do you think you're going to go unpunished? So there's a payback for what they're doing to us. Art thou he that shall go together unpunished? Listen.
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
You nations that did this to my people, even though they messing up and I had to burn them. You that did it, you're going to pay for it. And art thou he? Go ahead.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished.
The white man and the nations that did this evil to us, they will not go unpunished. Go ahead.
But thou shalt surely drink of it.
But they shall surely drink of the captivity, the punishment, the slavery. They're going to drink all of it. Go ahead.
That was verse 12, Bishop.
Okay. So now give me Obadiah. Obadiah 15. Obadiah 15.
Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Is near upon all the nations. Go ahead.
As thou hast done.
As the nations have done to us.
It shall be done unto thee.
What they did to us shall be done to them. That's reap what you sow. Go ahead.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
The terror and the evil that they did to us is going to happen to them by the hands of his people Israel. But the ones that's going to happen by are those that keep his commandments. The ones that continue to stay in disobedience, they're not going to get nothing. They're going to be done away with, and we ain't never going to hear from them spirits again, ever. Read.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain.
As you have put your captivity and your evil upon my people, even though they deserved it. Go ahead.
So shall all the heathen drink.
So shall all the nations drink what they did. Give me Lamentations next. Go ahead.
Continually, yea.
They shall drink this captivity continually. Read that again.
So shall all the heathen drink continually.
So shall all the nations drink slavery continually. Go ahead.
Yea, they shall drink. And
they shall drink this captivity. They're going to drink the slavery. They're going to drink getting their heads chopped off. They're going to get their babies smashed against rocks. They're going to get all that. There's blood smashed in the, we shall wash our feet in the blood of the wicked. They're going to get all of that. They execute vengeance upon them with that sword. They're going to get all of that. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the saints are the ones that's going to get the opportunity, like it said in Psalms 149, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. Clap it up. It's going to be a beautiful thing when we get that revenge. So I'm just saying those things because that's not going to let our wicked children off the hook. The ones of us that don't learn this gospel and do what this Bible said in sincerity, they will be wiped out. And don't you put yourselves on the chopping block and end up dead and messed up because they refuse to repent. I'm not playing games. That's how you got to be. And they will, and I can imagine, I can have some wicked ass sons, wicked ass daughters. They were like, well, hey, and might want to set me up for kill. Believe me, I think about all those levels. You feel me? You got to think like that. You got to, when you're standing up for the word of the Lord, you got to be prepared, especially mentally and psychologically. You got to be spiritually prepared for anything. Oh, he coming with that Bible, huh? He tell me I can't do all this evil and such. Whether he's my father, whether she's my mother, and such. And they will want us dead. Your own children will want that because they're so hell-bent. I'm prepared for that too. That's how you have to think. You follow me? Don't cow down and and trim your ways to seek love, thinking that they're going to be nice to you, Satan will get in them and still cause you to be put to death. You better recognize. Where am I at?
Verse 16, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
And they shall be as though they were not ever a nation again. They shall be like we are. We're acting like we were never a nation of people. We're acting like we were never a people. Now, let me get the woman now. I want to play one more video. Oh, I got 2 more videos to play. Play the one with the blue couch, the burning hell of prison. This was a gang member, a crip that went to one of these prisons in the South. Yes, show him. Just show his face. Check him out. Listen to what he gonna say. Y'all all right? Y'all ready for this? You hard brothers. Huh? You hard criminals. You think you're going to get inside the prison and change things. You think you're going to run the house. No, they waiting on your ass in there to bust your mind up, to basically let you know, thank you for playing our game of fools, and now you're our property. Hit the button.
This prison stuff.
Let's go.
You got sentenced. And we're going to touch on Ferguson Unit. This was the first spot you went to, Ferguson.
No, first spot I went to, Blue Hand spoke in his story, was Vernon Hell, Clemens Unit in Brazuria.
Turn it up a little bit.
I did not know slavery exists until I went to prison. See, I can speak about slavery, right? Because I've been a slave. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery unless you've been convicted of a crime. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I catch you.
I'm inventory. At the age of 17, a slave for the state of Texas to serve 8 years of servitude in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Now, why you say a slave? Because some people think that, hey, once you're there, you just get a bunk bed, you get a book, and you get to just sit there in boring silence for the rest of your days.
You asked me why I said slavery?
Let's go.
Have you ever seen a nigga pick cotton?
Nah.
Where have you seen a nigga pick cotton at?
Never in my life.
A slave, though.
Oh, slave. Yeah.
Nigga, I was sent to pick cotton. That's why I said.
Oh,
so wait.
So
I was sent to sit.
All right,
I ain't never seen nothing but a slave pick cotton.
Wait. So you have actually picked cotton off the cotton plant?
I have picked cotton off the cotton plant. Texas Department of Criminal Justice. You pick cotton off the cotton plant.
I remember in movies you would watch. They would whoop a slave for not getting, let's say, 50 pounds of this soft ass cotton.
Right.
So. Like, just walk me through a cotton picking day.
No, I'll give you this day. So, I'm big badass crip night, 17 years old. You put anybody in front of me, I got a high percentage of running them over, right? Amongst my peers, I'm that nigga, right? Okay, I hit Brazuria, Clemens Unit, right? Burning Hell, AKA Burning Hell. That's the name of the unit.
Shit.
The name of the unit.
Wait a minute. That's psychological itself. You're badass. Huh? I'm tough. And they call it, there's got a name, it's called the Burning Hell. That would mess you up. You're like, what the hell? Why they calling it that? And you say, you'll find out. That's the worst thing you can tell me. I said, well, can't you tell me what it is? No, you'll find out. That kind of stuff. That's psychological terrorizing your ass. Go ahead. Come on.
In hell, so we get there.
Turn it up.
First day they want to roll you out to the field. Well, the day after you arrive, I go through fighting and all that. The next day, we go to field work call. They call them hoe squads, H-O, because you got to cut grass with an Aggie. This is what I'm telling you. Yeah. You cut grass in line with an Aggie, right? Whole fields of grass are cut. We are human lawnmowers. Okay, that's when it's not cotton time. But I get there at cotton time.
So wait a minute. Cotton time and grass fields are 2 different seasons. So depending on when you get there, you're either going to be a human lawnmower or you're going to pick cotton. That's what he's saying. Go ahead. Did slavery? Did they not do that in slavery? Did black people pick cotton? So when they abolished slavery, they got it back again through the 13th Amendment. And the only thing they need for your dumb sons and daughters to do dumb shit, and they end up in this here, or worse. Go ahead.
Damn, I'm like, what the fuck is cotton time? If anybody tell you right now it's cotton time, you like, I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I go out here to the fields, and this is something me and you would never think exists. Right around the corner here, it's plantations of nothing but cotton. The South Empire was built on cotton, and they hadn't changed it in the 90s. We was here to pick it. And look, when I got to the field, I'm like, I'm not picking that shit, nigga. I'm not no motherfucking slave. They drew their guns. You ask what happened. Yeah. You say what happened, right? Oh, they trained for niggas. Oh, you one of them niggas. You think you ain't gonna pick, huh? What they call it? Kunta? What was the nigga name?
Yeah, Kunta Kinte.
Yeah, Toby.
Toby, yeah, that's what they call him, Toby.
Yeah, oh, Toby, you think you Kunta.
Yeah.
You think you Kunta, Toby. Roll right up me on them guns, told me get down on my hands and knees or they gonna shoot me. That's what I'm telling you. They got, you are a slave. They have the right to kill you if you pose a threat to leave in this structure. No, damn. This is jail.
So
I am a slave. If I run, they shoot me in the back.
How many times you thought of running?
None.
Oh.
What you mean? You don't want to get shot in the back? You know how many niggas stayed on that plantation? Do you hear what I'm saying? What you mean?
So let me, at any point, did you feel like, man, if we all get in this together, we could overtake this shit?
That shit sound good,
right,
bro. That shit sound good. And I'm going to get to that, right? So to this point here, right, they made me get on the ground. One of them got off the horse. When he got off the horse, if I made any moves, you get smoked. They get a free kill. This is what I'm saying. This is no investigation. No, what that first 48, no forensics.
Yeah, like what happened?
This is a free kill.
Yeah.
They got notches on their shit from niggas they done killed.
Yeah.
They keeping the score. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's why I say, let's not play with this shit. This is slavery. This is my first day. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You still a child? Yeah, you still a kid?
Too.
You what, 17, 18?
I'm 17.
17?
Like, what the fuck is this? Make me get on my knees. One of them get off, handcuff me, right? And I'm thinking this, well, at least I get a ride back in the building. I'm out this shit. They got me fucked up. No, that's not happening, bro. Guess what they do? You know, do they whip you? They don't whip you, right? This is what they do. It's hot outside right now, right? Yeah. They have a trailer. Everybody know of a trailer, like they go on the back of a truck. Yeah. They have a trailer that's enclosed with a fence.
Pause it. Put my image that I asked y'all for. Don't move this film. We're coming back to this here. He described the trailer that they bring the slaves out to the cotton fields. And I ain't picking on cotton. I ain't doing this because I'm bad. I'm T on the block, all that BS. You got the image? Did y'all have an image where it shows the full box? And that's the inside of it. No, hold it. Right there. That's it. So right there, that's the image. Come on, y'all had it. I want the people to see it. This is what they're talking about. That box is what they brought you out to the corn, what they put you out to the cotton field in. It's all steel. And when that heat, it's like being in a frying pan. And they said, no problem. We will just leave your ass there until you come up with some sense. And remember, you can die, and there's no consequence. You put them, I got rights. Once that gavel go boom, your rights are gone. You are property of the state. That's where a lot of these little young niggas go end up going. Because they've been tricked in a game of fools and they don't understand the rules of the game. So that's what it is. Now go back to what my man is talking. He was a gang member Crip. That's the man that's talking. He said they break you. He gonna tell you about that. Go ahead. Hit it.
A regular fence. They handcuff you in this trailer, put you in this trailer like this, no seats in the trailer or nothing, for the rest of the day. Welcome to burn in hell. I'm telling you, I've been a slave, bro. And that shit ain't nothing to play with. I can tell you this, though. By day 6, I was the most best cotton picking nigga they ever had down in that motherfucker. Look here, look here. And I wasn't the only one. It was some stiff cotton picking niggas down there. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, I'm telling you the honest truth, meaning they have perfected on mentally and physically breaking niggas. And listen, if you got 2 out of line, I'm finna get to your story too. Listen, that's them breaking you. After that, if you get 2 out of line, them niggas will whoop you out there. Hey, you fucking it up for everybody. Nigga, if boss man say this nigga ain't acting right, them niggas will whoop you out there. So I went from that to having fights out there. And guess what? Fight, win, lose, or draw. Back to picking cotton. No matter what. Back to picking cotton. Lose situation.
You said they had notches on their belt for how many people they killed, right?
Correct.
What's the most you've seen a notch like to the most?
Man, listen, that shit is so depressing, bro. I'm not even trying to look at the notch. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a psychological play to say, nigga, you next. So I'm not counting how many niggas already been in line. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You got to think about what he's saying. Here, your badass son don't want to listen to what we're trying to tell him. Your bad, wild-ass daughter. I'm going to get to her, and then we rolling. I know I got to close it up, but I had to do this. And I'm going to bring y'all back to the microphone, so I ain't going to keep you long. But to know that you see notches where they have killed men before you that did what you thought about doing, and they wearing it like it's a proud badge on their guns. That means it's easy for them to add another notch on you. And just the mere you looking at it, you already know. You see yourself, that will calm your behind down quick. What is the point that I'm bringing out here? Damn, this is some ugliness, ain't it, brothers? But it's only ugly when you disobey the Most High. When I say disobey the Most High, you disobey what your parents are trying to keep you from. And you might, like I said earlier, what they call political prisoners, people that go to jail for righteousness. Dr. Martin Luther King was locked up. Y'all understand? People that did righteous, tried to anyway. It's a different mentality when you go in there, when you know when you're suffering for righteousness' sake. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But when you're suffering as a murderer, like he went to jail because he was involved in murder. Just like the 20-year-old, they in there for murder. And they get to talking about you like, you know what, we can use him. We don't want him on death row. No, because 20 years of him waiting on death row, we could be getting that sweat equity. That's how they talk about it. And you're hearing this as a black man. And then the memories start coming down. I remember when Dad tried to tell me this, when Mom tried to tell me this, when the elders tried to tell me this, all that stuff will come to you. And every time you close your eyes and wake up, you still in the same stuff. That would drive you insane. And that's what they want. But it don't matter whether you're crazy or not, you're going to pick that cotton. And here's the worst thing about it. You're only thinking that's in the southern states. Don't you recognize that they're making laws to be all over the state to reflect what's happening in these southern states? That shit is everywhere. That's going to be everywhere. The Lord is tired of our people disobeying his command. That's basically what I'm really getting at. And a lot of people, now they're looking at like, damn, why is Bishop going over this? I'm being a spokesman for the Lord by telling you what the Lord is about to do. And he is tired of our people playing games. And a lot of times we get to shucking and jiving, people playing and this and that and the other, and the Lord is going to start taking our people out. Now, let's get the sister. Let's go, let's come out of this, because there was more in there, but I can stop here. Let me move around, because I'm about to. You know what? I have my books that I want to bring out real quick. Let me see. There was a video. Did I send the video up? There was a video. Okay, I don't think I sent it. Look for the video that says it's over now. I think that's the one. Let me see. Put that up there. I don't think I have it because that's not a video. That's a screenshot. But did I give you all the video? Probably didn't. Look for the video that's, well, let me see if I can. Say something, Eli. I got to look for it.
Give the microphone to one of the young men of valor. Let's see, what are they grasping from? Give it to David. And then I forgot his name.
Sir.
What are you getting from what Bishop is bringing out?
What I'm getting from the class is that I need to start listening to my parents more. I need to start in the Lord. Yes, sir, in the Lord. I need to start listening to my mom more. Listen to what she's saying. Listen to the important talk she's giving to me. Not stop being lazy. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. And really hearkening to what the bishops, my spiritual fathers, and my mother is teaching me.
Okay. All praise to the Lord. All praise to the Lord. What you got for us?
Just to keep the commandments more.
Okay. In what respect?
Well, under the Lord, to keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Who else?
Josiah, you are movie.
Yeah. Josiah?
Yes, sir. What I'm getting from it is the honor of leadership and parents. It has to be in the forefront of all the young men's mind. Because if we don't have it, we end up like how Bishop's saying, the what up, or we end up like Julio Fulio, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We end up like the drop dead niggas.
Get the definition of honor. Use the one with the U. Use the one with the U. All right.
Yes, sir.
Read that.
Honor. Honor, or honor in American English, is an abstract concept and personal ethos embodying moral integrity, honesty, and a strong code of conduct.
And a what?
Strong code of conduct.
Read on.
It can refer to the high respect.
The what?
Respect and public esteem a person earns through their actions, or a special privilege and title.
So now that we understand honor, go to Matthew 15 and read verse 4.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For God commanded, saying.
So this is not a commandment that man stated. This is what God commanded. Go ahead.
For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother.
So put the definition back up again. To have a moral integrity, honesty, and a strong code of conduct for your father and your mother. A high respect a person earns through their action or a special privilege. So read that again.
For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother. And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
That's the judgment for not honoring your father and mother. Give me that in Sirach. Is it 3? You cannot repay them? Huh?
Yes, sir.
That's the precept was. I like that. What?
Sirach 7.
Let me get it.
No.
7 and what? 7 and 27.
Yes. Yep. Sirach 7 and 27. Honor thy father with thy whole heart, and forget not the sorrows of thy mother.
When it says whole heart, understand, when you see integrity, the root word for integrity is integer, meaning whole. That means whole. Go ahead.
And forget not the sorrows of thy mother.
The troubles of education, The fact that she had to carry you for 9 months. The fact that she had to birth you. Go ahead.
Remember that thou was begotten of them.
Remember the fact that you came from them. You remember your mom saying, you came from me. Your dad, you came from that.
Copulation.
Yeah. Come on.
And how canst thou recompense them?
How can you pay them back for bringing you into this world? How can you pay them back? You can't. Go ahead.
And how canst thou recompense them the things that they have done for thee?
Why? Because they had to. That's their responsibility. So your responsibility as the child is to honor that alone. For nothing else but the fact that they brought you into this world and they reared you up, you have to honor that. Y'all understand that? Stay with it. Go to chapter 3. Go to chapter 3. Go to chapter 3 and start at verse 10.
Okay. Sirach chapter 3 and 10. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father.
Because some of you may have, and I'm talking about those who are older, may have parents that are not in the truth. And you might think that because your parent is not in the truth that you don't have to give them the respect of a parent. That's not what the Lord said. Go ahead.
For thy father's dishonor is
Read that part again.
Yes, sir. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father. For thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee.
It's not a glory that your father may not be in this truth or your mother may not be. That's not glory. That's not to glory in, right? That the Lord called you in. Come on.
For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father. And a mother in dishonor is of reproach to the children.
Read.
My son, help thy father in his age.
It says you are to be an aid to your parent when they're at a certain age. And it doesn't mean that you're an aid to your parent when you feel like it. Right? Go ahead.
And grieve him not as long as he liveth.
Verse 13 is the point.
And if his understanding fail, have patience with him.
You notice that we're the only nation of people that don't take care of our elders? We're the only nation of people that do that. Asians take, where do you think nursing homes in them come from? They come from the fact that the children, now that parents get a certain age, they don't want to deal with them, so they leave, they put them in a nursing home. They let somebody else, they pay somebody else to watch after their parents. That's how we honor our parents. I have a real disdain for children that do not honor their parents because mine's died when I was young. So I went through the system, right? Fortunately, my grandparents and them adopted us, but I went through the system with no mother and father. So when you have young men or even elders that don't respect it, I have a that's just me because I didn't grow up with them. So to have them and you can have a conversation, that's a problem. That's a problem for me. Read that again.
And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength.
When you're in your full strength, be patient. Because at the end result, like the bishop is bringing out, for these young men, and I think we said it last week, for these young men, the example that we set is what they see. So the goalpost that they see now is your example. So if you're falling off in some respects, whether it be our weight, whether it be these different things, the only thing they see outside of that is what Bishop was showing on the screen. That's the end result. And we can't do that. You good, Bishop?
Go to the video. Is that a video there? That's okay. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to find the beginning of this one. Her name is. Did I send the screenshots of how old she is? This is the one I was talking about. She's an accomplice to setting up this rapper. She's the 5th out of 4 of the defendants that got life without parole. Okay, so show that. Let me just get this in here because I want to find it. Just bring it out. Alicia Andrews was 22
22 years old, when she was convicted of manslaughter.
The reason why they didn't give her murder one was because she wasn't physically involved in killing it, but she's definitely responsible. Some people say she should have got murder one because in certain states, if not damn near all of them, they have something that is called felony murder. How many people don't know what I'm talking about when I said felony murder? Hands up. So that means the rest of you do know what felony murder is. If you're found to be responsible, even if you didn't pull the trigger, even if you didn't participate in the actual murder, just because you was in the car with the bank robbers, you was a robber as well, basically. If the person died as a result of you being part of the plot, you're guilty as the one that pulled the trigger. That's how they're moving now. So I say that because some of our young girls, the stupid ones that walk away from their parents, go call themselves looking for a boyfriend. That's what this girl did. One of the defendants was her boyfriend. The main one is her boyfriend. And he gave her all kinds of sweet nothings and all that bullshit. I'm going to just call it for what it is. And she went and did whatever he told her to do. And now her behind is done. Okay? Her boyfriend can't save her. She will never see his face again. All of the first 4 defendants, she will never see them again. They're done. You heard that man said. They're going to work till they drop dead, and then their bodies, their corpse will be basically put in a body bag with their number attached to it, and that will be the end of them. So the name on their birth certificate ended when that judge hit that gavel. That was the end of that. Boom. They became a number then. And that's all. This is what this sister left for. Went and followed them. And she's just as guilty as the rest of them. Now, I'm looking for the part in here because the mother, that's what I was trying to find. The mother came and did the testimony. I thought I recorded it. The mother of the, yeah, that's it. This is it. I got to play this here. Just listen to this here. Listen to this. This is a guy that's just, like I said, it's viral. Everybody's taking a part of this situation and speaking about it. Could we show the thing with the screenshot earlier with the names and all that? Alicia? No, the thing that you just saw. Yes. Read that.
Alicia Andrews was 22 years old when she was convicted of manslaughter for her role in the June 2024 ambush killing of Jacksonville rapper Charles Julio Jones. She was sentenced to 15 years in prison in May 2026.
So this just went down. This just happened. And she's going to do 15 years on top of her, because at this point she's 24 at least. Y'all all right? 24 years old, add 15 to that. That's when she'll be out. She'll be damn near in her 40s. Y'all feel me? What kind of family could she put together at 40 years old, starting with no education, no nothing, no job skills, nothing? And when we try to tell these daughters, you're in the protection of your mother and father that's going through hell and high water to try to protect you, you want to run off because some friend said something to you. Some guy said some slickness talking about up underneath your clothes, you women, you young girls with your hot ass. They talking to you and lure you away from that protection and have your mind be all screwed up in whatever they're telling you, and then lure you into some criminal activity like this. If you love me, you would do it, all that kind of mess. You doing all of that, then when all of the hammers drop, you ain't see him no more and you're done. What's the next slide? No, was there two of those pictures that I sent? Okay, all right, hit the button. Let's get it in.
Julio's mother taking a stand, and honestly, just her being there set the tone for everything.
Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out.
So this is his mother. I actually wanted to find the video. I actually recorded. I can't find out where I put it. But she came into the courtroom. They were waiting on her. They were waiting on her to come in. They were waiting on her to come in because I don't want to go through all of this. But let's play the part. I don't know why I can't find it. I thought I found it, but I can't find it. Damn, I really want it because I want to make this case, and time is running. Oh man, I hate this when this happens. I wanted to find, because she came in and she, oh man, start her part again. I'll try to make the best out of it.
Just her being there set the tone for everything.
Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan.
That's a felony murder. Keep playing.
A mother lives with instinct and intuition, and mine tells me that this was not ignorance. This was participation. It was calculated. They planned it.
She opened up by addressing the court about Alicia's role in her son's death, and she made it very clear from the jump she wasn't buying the idea that Alicia didn't know what was going on. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive if people hadn't participated in carrying out this plan. And then she said something that really hit me. She said a mother lives with instinct and intuition, and hers was telling her this was not ignorance. It was participation. It was calculated. She talked about how they had the entire drive there to change their minds, something I covered in my Sean Gathright videos. Every second, every minute, every hour, they could have turned around and just not did it. But they didn't.
You know what
she said they hunt.
They could have, as they were plotting this, man, they said, you know what, we should walk away from this. We should back up. They didn't do that. They made a conscious effort to finish it. Go ahead. Play on.
Turned her son down like a deer in the woods. She called it loyalty to violence over humanity and talked about everything.
They were loyal to violence. They said, we got to finish this here. Forget about what our moral compass might kick in. Let's continue to do this. It's her. The woman was playing a part in this. She was the honey trap. Go ahead.
Fulio was robbed of the chance to grow older, become a father, continue his career, or just simply live. And she said every birthday, every holiday, every family gathering is now filled with grief. And then she looked at everybody and said that Alicia's family can still see her. They can talk to her. They can see their child. But I have to go visit my son at a wall in a cemetery, she said. And then she closed it by asking the court to impose a sentence that truly reflected the seriousness of Alicia's role. Because in her words, choices were made. She's not wrong. And those choices had deadly consequences. After she finished, the judge confirmed the defense wasn't calling any witnesses, which is important, and we'll get to that in a second. So after Fulio's mother stepped down, the judge turned it to the
And they try to dress
prosecution.
these people up. Now, because they stone cold murderers. The video that I had got her in a jumpsuit, she looking crazy. And ain't no getting out of it. Now they dress her up and all that, try to make her look dignified. That's what they did to the defendants and all that. They always do that. The court wasn't buying none of that. We need that sweat equity. That's how they talking. Go ahead.
To make their sentencing recommendation. And the state did not come in soft. Now, one of the things they actually did was they addressed something the defense had filed. A motion where they listed 8 different cases, basically trying to show the court examples.
He's speaking about the stuff that I'm actually looking for in the video. Let me just say it, because I don't know why I can't find it. I miss, maybe in post-production I can get it in there. No, I can't do it that way. You got it? When the defendant stood up, when her team stood up. Yes. And then they gave the verdict right after that. Okay. Listen to this here. Now, the mother gave her testimony. I want y'all to hear that. Now, after this, the judge is considering all of that. The defense, her defense, those 2 brothers, they were trying to cite similar cases, and they sent those to her email to say even cases where the defendant literally did put their hands toward murdering the person, they got less time than 15 years. So they were trying to argue and try to get the judge to go at least less than that. Y'all all right? Y'all understand what's happening? So now they're going to, I guess, court-appointed lawyers. They're trying to, not to say they're not good, but, you know, because you got the state on the other side, the woman. So now, hit the button. These men are trying to persuade the judge to give her a less sentence. Go.
15 years in the Florida State Prison.
No. Damn, you gave the judgment. I want when the men stood up. Come on, back. When they stood up, when they first stood up, it ain't long, because that evidence was on their behind hard. Because he got that jumpsuit on. Okay, let me see. What's happening? No, back it up. Back. Okay. No, that's what I'm looking for. The mother. Come on, that's the part I'm looking for. That's what I was looking for all along. I got to do it. Back it up. This is what I was looking for. Back it up some more. I want when she walked in. Okay. You ain't got to be exact. Right there. Come on. Hit the button. They're waiting on her. They're waiting for the mother to come up. Turn up. I want y'all to hear this. Look at her. Look at this girl.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
So this is the
other thing that I
defense
wanna
here.
place
Keep
on
it
the
playing.
record is
That's
I
her
received
defense.
a really odd email.
So she's about to talk about the
Thursday.
email. Pause it
I
for a
have
second. She's about to talk about the emails that the defense sent her. Back it up just a little bit. Let's get what she's saying. This is worth it. This is worth hearing. Watch this.
The other thing that I want to place on the record is I received a really odd email Thursday. I have no idea who sent me that email. It does have the case style name of Miss Andrews on it. I can't make heads or tails of what it even means, but because I received some sort of direct email to my work email address in reference to this case, I did make a copy for both the state and the defense, and I put the copy in the court file. All right, so did we decide, did you want to go first? Did the defense have any witnesses that you all want me to hear from?
No, Judge, the defense will not be calling any witnesses.
Okay, and so we're waiting.
Judge, she is here. Miss Mace is here.
Okay, so I'll
That's
let
the
the
mother,
state
the
call
one
her
that they
witnesses.
just announced that she's coming. But notice that the defense said we're not going to have her take the stand because her credibility is horrible. So they're at least banking on that. You understand? Go ahead, hit the button.
Call Centrica Mace. And then we'll ask our victim advocate to come up as well.
Okay. And she can have a seat in the witness chair.
You can come over here.
I just think it's easier. All right, ma'am, if I can, once you get seated, if I can get you to raise your right hand, right here. That's all right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you may put your hand down. If I can just get you to state your name for the record.
Centrica Mace.
Okay. You may
And
inquire.
Judge, she has provided a written statement that she would like to read for the court.
Okay.
Now remember, her son is in that drill rap mess. Don't let that slide. They're all in this foolishness together. And our people would throw the book at each other. I did not want that to slide off the scale either. You know, could have been Esau. Sometimes we be talking about somebody pray for forgiveness and all of that. So, you know, I be thinking about stuff like that when I watch stuff like this here. We want the book thrown when it's us. But when it come to Esau, we talking about some all sweat, all good things in Jesus, white Jesus. Go ahead, hit the button.
To the Honorable Judge, my name is Centrica Mace, and I'm the mother of Charles Jones, known to many as Julio. I stand before this court carrying a pain that no mother should ever have to endure. My son was more than a rapper or a public figure. He was my child. He was deeply loved by his family, his friends, and the people whose lives he touched. Since the day he was taken from us, my life has never been the same. The actions connected to this case did not just take one life. They destroyed an entire family emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. My son was hunted, followed, and ultimately murdered in what authorities describe as a coordinated plot involving multiple individuals. It is extremely painful to hear Alicia Andrews portray herself as someone who didn't know what was going on. While evidence and testimony showed she traveled with the others, tracked my son's movements, and remained involved throughout the events leading to his death. Whether she pulled the trigger or not, my son would still be alive today had people not participated in carrying out this plan. A mother lives with instinct and intuition, and mine tells me that this was not ignorance. This was participation. It was calculated. They planned it. On my way driving here, every second, every minute, every hour, they could have changed their mind. They could have turned around. But yet and still, they carried on the plan to hunt my son down like a deer in the woods, like they were hunting. This was loyalty to violence over humanity. My son was treated like his life did not matter. He was ambushed and robbed of the chance to grow older, become a father one day, continue his career, and simply live. Every birthday, holiday, and family gathering is now filled with grief. I replay the memories of my son constantly. I think about his laugh, his voice, and the moments we will never get back. The trauma from this loss follows me every single day. No sentence will ever bring Charles right to me, but accountability matters. Alicia's family can see her. They can talk to her. She can see her child, but I can't see my child. I have to go to visit him in a wall at the cemetery. I asked this court to remember that behind every headline is a real family suffering permanent damage. My son's life mattered. He was not disposable. The emotional devastation caused by this murder reaches far beyond the courtroom and will affect my life forever. I respectfully ask the court to impose a sentence that reflects the seriousness of the role Alicia Andrews played in the events that led to my son's death, because she knowingly knew what was going on. Choices were made, and those choices had deadly consequences. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of my son, Charles Jones.
That was her statement. So now the judge is getting ready to let it play because I'm out done.
No, Your Honor. Does the defense have any questions?
So that's the state, the white woman standing there. That's the state. So they let the mother go off. Just keep it playing.
Okay. All right, and the defense not intending to call any witnesses, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so I'll let the state present argument with respect to the recommendation for sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor. We did also receive the defense motion to take judicial notice where they listed, I think, 8 different cases.
I saw that. It was filed in the court file just for the record, May 8th of 2026.
And Judge, I noticed that they were either manslaughter cases or leaving the scene of death. However, upon reviewing them, we did note that they are clearly distinguishable from the facts of this case. The majority of them were negotiated pleas and had reasons
So
for
basically,
a downward departure.
what the lawyers on her side tried to do was to try to give the judge, quote unquote, like cases, try to give them like cases, so to speak. But the prosecutor or the state, this woman here, she represents the state. She said she looked at those cases, and those cases are not the same as this. So she's making a distinction to basically say that this woman, what she did is separate from these cases. So that's how the judge is going to render it, because it's definitely not the same. So that was a poor job on behalf of, but how are you going to defend a criminal? That's a very hard job to do. Go ahead. So let's get right to the meat. Just slide it up. Let's get these guys. I just want to go right to her verdict. Y'all can check this out on your own, because I gotta. So this is them trying to get her off. Go ahead, quick.
Yes, thank you, Judge. So we are asking the court not to give a 15-year sentence in this case. We're asking the court actually to depart downward under 921.0026, Section 2.
So they're trying to make a point that the judge can go below
section
what they're recommending, the 15 years. That's what they're citing.
The offense and was a relatively minor participant in the criminal conduct.
Saying that she was a minor participant. Pause it. She was a minor participant in this damn thing. What the hell you mean minor? There ain't nothing minor about that. He knows that, but he got to do his best for his client. Slide it up when we can get past all this. Let's get when the judge weighed in. Watch this. Good, I'm going to read the scripture and we're going to be done. Right there. Come on.
We reviewed the trial transcripts, the court file, all the evidence in this case, the pre-sentence investigation report, the argument of counsel. It's the judgment sentence in order of this court to adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence her to 15 years in the Florida State Prison. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. You all let me know when you're ready on Casal, please.
Boom. Look how nonchalant
thank
it
you.
is. They gave a judgment like that. She said, y'all let me know if the soup is ready or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, that's it. That's 15 years you're doing it. Her life is done. You understand? So there's a lot more to this particular case. Let's read the scripture, then we are done. Let's go back to that Ephesians 6. I had a whole lot. I didn't get to half of it, but that's all right. I'll bring it up in the further classes. But, and I see it's past 3 o'clock, so brothers probably already rolling. Let me just end it with this here. Read 1 to 3.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
With promise. Come on.
That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
That's the Most High means that. Come on.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
This is how fathers provoke their children to wrath, by coddling them, by covering for them. When they do evil, let that judgment roll on that ass. Because if you get in the way of it and coddle them, you're going to embolden them to ultimately put you to damn death. Read that 4th line again.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
The warnings of the Lord. Give me Proverbs 1 and 10. We're going to read to 16, and I'm going to stop there. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
This is what they did when they hunted that boy down. They plotted together. Go ahead.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
You know what? I know I'm trying to rush through this, but you see that verse 10? If sinners entice thee. That sister was enticed to follow that evil. Brothers were enticed to follow that evil. Go ahead.
Consent thou not.
Don't agree with that. Walk away from it. Be strong enough to walk away from this so-called peer pressure. I'm talking to you young brothers. You young men of valor. I know you get tempted all the time. You young sisters, where you sitting up in here, I know you hear evil, you experience it, and sometimes you don't expose their ass, especially if they're in the congregation. Tell on their ass. The Bible tells you to tell on their ass. Tell on them. You're saving their life. They'd rather be dealt with by us than to be dealt with by the penal system. Read.
If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent.
That's what they did. They said, let us wait and set them up. Go ahead.
For the innocent without cause.
Without a reason. Come on.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
Let us kill them. Man, y'all should see them videos. They had cameras everywhere. The Nookers didn't know. Man had all kind of technology to follow every move that they made. Y'all should see some of the stuff. How they caught their asses, thinking they slick. Read.
And whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance.
We shall get our name in lights and on the Instagram as we took them out, all that. That's how they were celebrating. Read.
We shall fill our houses with spoil. Casting thy lot among us, let us all have one purse.
Let us all get this. Let's get paid together. Smash and grabs. Go ahead.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
My son or my daughter, don't walk in the way. That's what you parents are trying to tell them. Don't follow that. The Bible says if you hear evil, especially if it's coming from in the congregation, tell on their ass. Tell on their ass. It will save their lives and save yours. Read.
Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil.
For their feet run to evil. That's our people. Come on.
And make haste to shed blood.
And they make haste to shed blood. I wanted to talk about, give me Habakkuk chapter 2:15. I wanted to talk about this for a while now. Habakkuk 2:15, because alcohol plays a lot in these things. Some of these young girls are talking about running out this truth. They get with some dude and they start drinking and getting the alcohol in their system. That's why I talk about it so much. Same thing on the men's side. They start dealing with alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. I don't care which way you spell it. It's a drug. Okay, and it tranquilizes and it removes your inhibitions. It makes you bold. It emboldens you to do the things that you normally would not do because your common sense would kick in. Y'all understand me? So they get involved in that thing. Let me show you what the Bible says about that. Habakkuk chapter 2:15.
Habakkuk 2 verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
This now, I'm going to break it down and then we're going to end here. Woe, read it again.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Woe be unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Now, people, like I did last week, I had people on the stand because they were asking, I know the question will come up, well, that ain't really talking about alcohol, but it mentions alcohol, so it's talking about that and other things. Y'all all right? Read that again.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him.
That putteth the bottle to him. That putteth the bottle to him. Go ahead.
And makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
I want to break that part down. Somebody take the microphone and tell me how does that verse translates into what we're talking about. Yeah. Come on. How does this work? They scared now. Let me help them out. Being enticed through wine because of envy. Now I done threw a twist in it. Let me explain it because they ain't going to get it. They ain't going to get it. Nobody ever thought deep on the scripture. Listen to me. Y'all all been to high school, correct? Or in high school. Sisters, y'all been in high school and all that. You've known that you had certain sisters that was in the school that was pure, so to speak, that didn't get messed, wasn't running around with boys or nothing. Same thing on this side. Talk to me. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
y'all
sir.
had brothers that was very straight with the books, that did not participate in none of the mess in the games and all that. They didn't play. Same thing with the sister side, right? Y'all all right? Then all of a sudden there'd be a gackling group of women that will see that young sister. Listen to me carefully, because this is what's happening to your daughters if they're around this kind of environment. Same thing with your sons. If sin is enticed thee, some of the brothers, the young men are being enticed by a group of hooligans, and they said they want to get you on their team, and you ain't cool if you don't be on their team. Y'all understand that? Same thing with the sisters. She ain't got no boyfriend. She ain't got no this. She ain't got no that. And they mad because chances are that sister got parents that care for her, that watch over her. And these other ratchet demons don't have none of that. So they hate to see her shining like a diamond. They hate to see the brother that got his stuff together shining like a diamond. Y'all understand where I'm going? Read that verse again.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him.
That putteth thy bottle to him, so, or him or her. They want to get them to lure their defenses. Start hanging out with them, trying to befriend your daughters, trying to befriend your sons. Nookers. The same kind of mess that we just got through watching, trying to befriend your daughters. And they give them, and then they might even have your daughter to drink a little bit to show that we're sociable now. Y'all understand? Same thing. Oh, man, I didn't know you was this cool. I thought you was a square, such and such, and get the brothers to be enticed with them. Follow me. Y'all all right? So now they're following. Now they're in the batch now. They're lying to you as parents. How was school today? They don't say nothing because now they're starting to run with this craziness. Same thing with the brothers. They don't tell the fathers nothing. They don't tell the mothers nothing. Follow me. Read the verse again. Watch this.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him.
So that's to entice them into that criminal element that they want. They don't want the rest of the posse hoes. They don't want the rest of the thug nookers. They want those pure women. They want those straight brothers. You understand? They want to corrupt them. They want to corrupt your righteous daughters. Go ahead.
And maketh him drunken also.
And they want him or her. They want to see your daughter drunk. They want to see her lose her inhibition and lose every damn thing else. Now she's willing. Now she's a full participant in the evil. They want that. And while they're watching your daughter get drunk and acting like she's a part of it, while they're watching your son acting like he's with it, they're sitting back and they're saying, we about to get him, man. We looking at it. Because in reality, they've been wanting to destroy that brother. Just like these nookers want to destroy IUIC. I'm showing you to say the same spirit is all over the place. These wicked-ass camps, they want to see us in the same evil that they're in. And they won't be satisfied till they tell us some join with us. We ain't joining with your wicked asses. Forget about it. We ain't joining with you. But they would love to sully us, to put us in the mud with them. That's what they want to do to your sons, and that's what they want to do to your daughters. Read.
And makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their
that
nakedness.
They might look upon your destroyed daughters, that look upon your destroyed son, and they're satisfied because another one bites the dust. And they're satisfied seeing your daughters destroyed. They're satisfied seeing your sons destroyed. And that's all they wanted. Now that she's pregnant, knocked up, got all kind of mess going on with her, they don't give a shit about her after that. Same thing with the brothers. Once the brother have fucked his life up, once he have messed his life up, the thing is done. We did our job. The hell with it. And then he'll mess around and get locked up just like this situation here. That's how they talked about that young one that I was talking about earlier. He had that opportunity to walk straight. He had the opportunity to walk straight. And he got involved in it, wanted to be some wankster, and now they don't give a damn about him at all. There ain't no loyalty, nothing. So this is what's happening. When your daughters and your sons walk away from your protection, this is what's coming to them. Read that verse again, the whole thing.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
You're supposed to love that neighbor. You're supposed to want them to be intoxicated, where they can't think properly, where they're not on top of their game, where they can't recognize evil. Here's some man trying to get up under your daughter's skirt. Her inhibitions are damn low. She thinking it's all right. All that BS. And the next damn thing, he knocked her up with a disease or something. Got her caught up into some, even running a train on her damn ass. They'll do that. And they'll look back and say, man, look how she looked. And such and such.
They recorded.
Huh? And be recording it, goddammit. And record it. Same thing with your sons. Man graduate. He goes back to a party. He was well on his way. He should have just left. This is a true story. Many cases like this. Man graduated with honors and all types of stuff. He wants to come back and celebrate with his homies. And they end up killing him at a damn party. And he had a 4-year scholarship. You can look cases up like this. Same thing go with the daughters. Same thing go with the daughters. So this is my whole point is these children, when they grow up, and they're getting ready to go out here, they need to know these things. You're in a game of fools, and you don't understand the rules. The rules is obey the commandments of the Lord, and you can escape these things. But when you think you're going to do something else, you're going to suffer the consequences. Okay? All right. Did I finish that?
No, sir.
Read it.
That putteth thy bottle to him.
You want to get the sister drunk, the young brand new sister, virgin and all that. Want to get her drunk because they want to see her be like the rest of them damn hoes. They hate the fact that she's walking straight. They hate the fact that she kept herself together. They hate that. And they won't stop until they defile her. That's what happened to Dinah. That's why I talked about that a few months ago. That's what happened to her. Everybody in the town wanted her defiled and had her set up. Go ahead.
And makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
And may look upon their sin. That's what the nakedness means. Look at their sin. Oh, you thought you was all good. Look at you now. You ain't no better than us. You ain't no better than us. You thought you was goody two-shoes and all that. You ain't no better than us. That's what they do. And that's what they say about us. They want something evil to happen to us so bad they will invent and imagine things so that they can say, you ain't better than us, IUIC. It's the same thing. They even lie on us to try to say that we're just as evil as them. And they hope to find something. I can never forget this one comment. Somebody said, man, I knew it was too good to be true. They were running with a lie. Somebody said, I knew it was too good to be true when certain things happen here and there. They said, we need to get rid of IUIC so we can finally have some peace on this earth. Somebody actually posted that. And I know brothers could find it because it was done. Somebody did that. So understand, there's beauty in being elite. There's beauty with being clean. There's beauty with being upright and perfect. Don't let anybody entice you out of that. And the main framers of that perfection is your parents when they're all right in the Lord. That's the reason why the Bible says that. Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Y'all understand that? That's my warning to you young sisters and you young brothers. That's my warning to you. I pray you take heed to it. Because I tell you, you go the wrong way, I'm not shedding no tears for you. I'm just telling you straight. I'm not shedding no tears for you. I ain't got time for that. You've been warned. You've been told. You got righteousness all around you. And you don't want to walk with righteousness, you will feel the consequences. No. Deliver you to Satan. You hear me? Because the flock has to keep going.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.